go. And holding on won't help it grow. Can't take it with you when you go.
Family, good morning. Welcome to yet another amazing and fantastic episode Konala Vooka Breakfast Show. It's another Tuesday. But to choose Mooketsi Maimane. And who exactly do you think will be the motivation for you today? It's another sunny and beautiful Tuesday outside. Although it started a bit cold and windy, we just hope that the weather's going to change and the sun will definitely bless us with all its vitamin D. And if you know me, and for some of those who also do not know me, I go by the name of Afriberry, also known as Miss Berry Plays. But to the darker the berry, the sweeter than Dun. And of course, not forgetting our sister station, Sanbonani Lapa eThekwini. Yes, I am greeting the Underground Radio DBN fans that are also tuning in on the Underground DBN radio app, which you can also get on iOS if you're using an Apple, or you can also get it on a Play Store if you're using Android. So I hope you guys are definitely going to download that app and make sure that you also tune in if you're not able to tune in via YouTube. And please do not forget to also leave us a comment on our comment section, and you can also send us a WhatsApp text on 060-493-3226. That's 060-493-3226. Today we have an amazing episode planned for you, and of course we're still bringing in some amazing guests that you love, and also going to be telling you about different things that they have for the day. I hope you guys are ready for that, because you know what, I am definitely ready for that. And right now we'll be starting off our amazing segment, which is Picture of the Day, making sure that we have all the different destinations that you can visit in and around South Africa for your family vacations, or maybe some solo vacations or vacations. And today we are talking about Kids Fun House. Now, Kids Fun House is located in Edenville, Ekurhuleni, and it is one of Gauteng's largest indoor playgrounds and party venues, offering 1.5 meters of fun filled with space for children up to 12 years old. It features giant slides, obstacle courses, a pirate ship, and a walk-in sandpit, imagination playhouse, and a dedicated baby and toddler section with ball pits, bikes, and puzzles. With its focus on safety, creativity, and unforgettable childhood memories, it's definitely a place to go to for families seeking both playtime and educational activities, like a bike track that teaches road safety. So I would definitely recommend this place for all those mommies that definitely have those little wandering wonders that always want to go out and explore. So right now we're going to take a little break. We're going to take a little break, and then after that we're coming back with the news and sports headlines.
Model 3, you know it's not rented. Authentic, every vibe is cemented. Fresh J's, now we jumping out the ceiling. Tough times made a diamond out of feelings. All facts, I can't question what I'm dealing. Fuck a house, we my focus on the building. Just some love and now I'm feeling so prolific. Hustle loud, most you niggas don't get it. Seen the highs and the lows, it's terrific. It's a job to hate, that's why I love the critics. Self-made, I ain't gotta ask permission. Turn my pain into fire, no ignition. Only when the money talk, when I listen. I put the city on my back and niggas dissing, huh? Look, what the fuck you think I do it for? Do it for? Hey, looking in the mirror, you the GOAT, you the GOAT. Hey, I've been out here grinding 24. So nigga in the mirror, you the GOAT, you the GOAT. Hey, what the fuck you think I do it for? Do it for? Hey, looking in the mirror, you the GOAT, you the GOAT. Hey, I've been out here grinding 24. So nigga in the mirror, you the GOAT, you the GOAT.
Welcome back. Let's get you started with your news headlines. On your first news headline, Parliament still reviewing SANDF deployment for Gauteng and Western Cape. Parliament must approve President Ramaphosa's request before SANDF troops can be deployed to Gauteng and the Western Cape to combat illegal mining and gang violence. Defense Portfolio Committee Chair Dukota Lekgote stressed that oversight is essential and called for a long-term crime-fighting strategy. Noting that the SANDF is only a temporary measure, he described the deployment as an overdue, citing the loss of thousands of lives to criminal elements as undermining national sovereignty. Parliament will determine the date and plan once the official request is received, ensuring deployment aligns with broader security goals. On your second news headlines, Zambia holds all South African livestock imports transit routes. Zambia has imposed an immediate ban on all livestock imports and transit from South Africa, including cloven-hoofed animals, dairy, trophies, and skins, and animal feed. The move follows President Ramaphosa's declaration of the KwaZulu-Natal's foot and mouth outbreak as a national disaster. Zambia's Department of Veterinary Services revoked all existing permits to prevent the disease spread. Officials emphasized that these precautionary measures will be reviewed depending on how the outbreak progresses. Urging farmers and stakeholders to comply, the ban underscores regional concern over protecting animal health and safeguarding agricultural industries from cross-border infection risk. On your third news headlines, E-Hailing Federation edges government probe into driver attacks. The National E-Hailing Federation of South Africa has urged government to intervene after a Pretoria driver was killed during a hijacking. The federation wants a national task team to investigate escalating attacks, citing recent incidents in Phoenix, Mamelodi, and Pretoria East. NEFSA President Elijah Uhuru Lekwane stressed that these violent crimes against drivers represent a national crisis requiring urgent response. Now, right now, we're going to be coming back with your sports news headlines with Moocee Mist.
This morning with your sports news headline. It is crunch time for Real Madrid's Mbappe-Vinicius partnership. Kylian Mbappe is set to return for Real Madrid's Champions League playoff clash against Benfica after resting with knee discomfort. His availability alongside Vinicius Jr. raises questions about Madrid's balance, especially with Jude Bellingham injured. The trio previously featured in a 4-2 loss to Benfica, despite Mbappe scoring twice. Arbeloa's reliance on star players has boosted Venetia's form, but Madrid's defensive vulnerability remains a concern. While their attacking brilliance can overwhelm opponents, the challenge is whether Madrid can maintain team cohesion against Mourinho's well-prepared side. The match will test if Mbappe and Vinicius can coexist effectively. On your second news headline, Pirates coach Abdesalam Odo urges team to step up for crucial clash with Sundowns. Coach Udo has challenged Orlando Pirates ahead of their clash with Mamelodi Sundowns, demanding greater attitude and killer instinct despite a 3-0 win over Marumo Gallants. He insists critics are watching both performances and commitment. Relebogile Mofokeng, who starred with a goal and assist, echoed the need to step up to secure the Premiership title. With Pirates leading the league by 6 points, Odo's tough stance highlights the intensity of their rivalry with Sundowns and the importance of resilience beyond talent, especially as Mofokeng thrives in his new playmaker role. In your last sports headline, South Africa breakdancer Kono Paul on developing young dancers. Paul, one of South Africa's most successful breakdancers and the 2024 Afro Break International Champion, is champion It Takes Two, a 2v2 street dance competition blending breaking and hip-hop freestyle. The event emphasizes chemistry, adaptability, and collaboration with dancers forming teams on the day through open ciphers. At 33, Paul sees this as a way to give back to the culture, including lasting platforms for growth and connection. His vision aligns with South Africa's dominance at the 2025 Dance World Cup in Spain, where the nation won 62 medals, including 22 gold across multiple street dance categories. That's all for your news and your sports headlines. Do stay tuned with us, hang out with us, and share your thoughts, your opinions, and everything else in between. Across all our social media platforms, we go by hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. So that's hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show on Facebook and all other social media platforms. Make use of the WhatsApp number, dial the number 060-493-3226. That's 060-493-3226. After the break, we're going to continue giving you a daily dose of positivity that is accompanied by an energetic start to your day. to you live from the Vooka studios right here in the heart of Soweto, Dop Santon, right next to Zondi Hills and just before you get to Brown Fisher Kloof. Hello, how are you doing? Greetings, salutations. I'm excited, man. I'm all smiles this morning. I don't know why, but I'm just in a good mood. I don't know about you, right? And part of the reason is because right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show, every Tuesday morning, we bring you all things great. And it is Tuesday. What are you choosing today? Who are you choosing? Where are you choosing to be in terms of the state of being that you are in? I can't wait to hear from you. Good morning. Dumela sawona. Goeiemorgen. Hello. I hope that you are having an amazing, great morning thus far. My morning, just as I was getting to studio, I was on a call with a very good friend of mine, and we're just exchanging salutations and saying, hey my brother, how's it going, man? The last time I saw you was Saturday, and I hope that you are going to have a great day ahead. And this is extended to you as well. Yes, you. You're ready from wherever you are tuned in from. Welcome. Come in, sit down, grab your cup of coffee, your glass of water, your glass of juice, and rehydrate. Maybe cool yourself down if you're perhaps maybe feeling slightly warmish, you're feeling hottish, right? And you can also grab your cup of coffee or tea if you perhaps want to warm yourself up this morning. The time right about now is 27 minutes after the hour 7 o'clock on a Tuesday morning, the 17th of February 2026. And now I've gotten into the dial, and I've gotten into getting used to saying 2026. February 2026. I mean, we're about a week or two away, less than 2 weeks away from saying goodbye, February, and hello to March. And of course, March is the birthday month. I'm kidding. It's the birth month of our very own, none other than the one and only, our station manager, the one and only, the voice behind the camera, the ghost voice who's this? Queen, the Empowerer, Queen, the Empress mentioned that it is the ghost voice that we always hear. It is the birth month of our station manager, Lyric Manela, Mr. B. And of course, you know that he's always hanging out with us, taking good care of us right there on the technical side. So I want to find out from you, what is the weather looking like? Because a bit later on, we are going to be giving you, just in a couple of minutes, I am going to be giving you your latest weather update that is accompanied by the latest markets, commodities, and, the trading markets as to how they're looking this morning. So I can't wait to find out from you. On our side of the country, or on this side of the town, it is lukewarmish, coldish. I don't know what to call it. The weather is not too bad. It did start off, like Africa mentioned earlier, it did start off a bit coldish, a bit windish, but it's seeming as if the sun is going to come out, and I hope that it does, because you know that I'm not a fan of this overcast, cloudy, that kind of weather. It's just not my thing. It's just not my thing. So I can't wait to find out from you what the weather is looking like on your side of the country, right? But I welcome you. Welcome, right? You are hanging out with us right here where radio meets TV, only and exclusively on the Vooka Breakfast Show, brought to you by the Blinko Network. And if you literally just walked in, you've just joined us, you are absolutely right on time. You're right on schedule to catch your favorite rendezvous where radio meets TV, like I said. And this is where we try to bring you all-encompassing, compelling, and of course thought-provoking conversations that are aimed at giving you so much knowledge and information, with industry professionals having bold discussions, man. And this is what we do on a day-to-day basis, Monday to Friday, bringing you your daily dose of positivity that is accompanied by an energetic start to the day between the hours of 7 and 10. And we also greet you who is enhancing your listening experience on Underground Radio DBN. Hello to all of you Durbanites out there, and all of you who are joining us on the Durban airwaves. I can't wait to also find out from you. Make use of the number 060-493-3226. That's 060-493-3226. Comment, like, subscribe, and do the things that are necessary to be done so that you and I and Afriberry and Mr. B and the rest of the Vooka Nation and the Vooka team and everyone from Underground can keep on sharing sharing our thoughts, our opinions, and everything else in between. I can't wait to hear from you. The hashtag to use is still Vooka Breakfast Show. So that's Vooka Breakfast Show on Facebook and all other social media platforms. This morning, we're going to be getting into very, very compelling, interesting, knowledge-giving and value-based conversations and engagements. And one of those that I'm absolutely looking forward to is none other than our resident, our brother Osvaldo Naka. Osvaldo Naka is going to be joining us a bit later on. Perhaps you're wondering who Osvaldo is. He is a Mozambique-born young man, right? I want to call him a young man because he's not that old, who moved to South Africa back in 96 and fell in love with the diversity of the country. He studied economics for about 2 semesters at UNISA, but he eventually decided to graduate in search of a passion, and he discovered the love for public speaking through Toastmasters, and it has since become a life goal to seek and to speak and also teach on subjects that help individuals gain self-mastery. So one of those conversations we're going to be getting into this morning is the sequential contrast. Very interesting stuff. Sequential contrast. This is a new concept for me that I was not aware of, and I'm looking forward to that conversation. I promise you, it is very, very interesting, engaging, and it is enlightening as well, because that's what we aim and try to do right here every weekday morning on the Vooka Breakfast Show, is to be insightful, right? Give you knowledge, give you insight, give you new information, teach you new concepts that you can hopefully and possibly use in your own life, right? And I look forward to those. But we're also going to be getting into the conversation of, what's the one purchase you once thought was a waste of money, but now you can't live without it? What is the one purchase that you once thought, cable, charger, waste of money, but now you can't live without it? I know Africa on Thursday was adamant about getting a charger. So I'm making an example of that, right? Because it relates. I know at some point in my life, I had invested in making use of an aux cable like this one, right? There was a time where aux cables were a thing, were an absolute thing. I mean, Bluetooth was a thing where we could connect on speakers in our cars and things of that nature, right? But I invested in an aux cable at some point in my life, and I made it a point that I at least have about 3, so that if one gets lost, it was an absolute thing for me. I think between 2016 all the way to about 2019, for about 3, I always had an aux cable in my bag.
That was you. And so Lena, it was a must. And in her mother's car, she always made sure that she also had a backup in case she was carrying a bag that actually didn't have an aux cable. I was like, okay, brother, that's too hectic.
Absolutely, right? So I want to find out from you in about a second that what is that one purchase that you once in your life thought was an absolute waste of money, but today, now, as you and I are engaging and talking, you can't live without that purchase. I want to find out from you. But you know that I'm not alone. I could never ever be hanging out alone. Well, I have hung out by myself, but it happens. It's circumstantial, right? And sometimes we can't do anything about those kinds of things. But I am not alone this morning on the 17th of February on a Tuesday morning, 2026. Hang out with none other than the one and only Berry Blaze, the only lady in the room this morning. Talk to me. How are you doing, man?
Hey, I'm doing okay, man. I'm doing fantastic, except that when I was walking here, I was sweating like a fark, man. Yarr! One thing I always realize is the fact that whenever I come to work, especially in the morning, it's always a marathon for me, because I'm making sure that I try to walk faster, and then I got these short little legs that seem like I'm walking backwards, but I'm like, you know what, I'm still gonna push on, I'm still gonna try and walk faster. And then every once in a while I stand my legs, I'm like, but these legs just feel like I'm going backwards. But eventually I always come to work and I make sure that everything is okay, and obviously I spend time with the Vooka Nation because I love you guys and I miss you guys. You know what, I can't wait for the comment section, because I know that my faves are also there on the comment sections. So I hope you guys are doing okay, hey?
Yeah. Very, 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 very cool stuff. Of course, we also have a new family member who we didn't talk about last week, right? And I'm going to make sure that I give you a picture.
Introduce yourself.
I give you like a photo of him in the back right there. He's also taking care of us on the technical side of things. He goes by the name of Moeketsi, right? And he's a new family member. And you know that we're always excited, or we get so excited whenever we have new people. My brother, how's it going? Talk to me.
Good morning, guys.
Yes, sir.
Good morning. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah.
Thanks for the opportunity.
Yeah, man. Proper stuff. These are the voices that you hear behind the scenes, guys, behind the cameras, right? These are the voices that rarely ever make it to the table or join us, on the table, in front of the mic, in front of the camera, behind the mic. But I'll make sure a bit later on that I give you a young video of what the scene is looking like, in studio, what the vibe is like. I wish you were here with us physically, man, so that you can get a taste of this high energy that we always try to bring you right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show. So the time right about now is about 36 minutes after the hour 7 o'clock. Just 24 minutes shy of the hour 8 o'clock, and we're going to be getting into all those conversations. So what I want to quickly do, this is for both you and I, right? Because I want to quickly run and pay for my bills. But as I am doing that, I'm going to grab a glass of coffee, a glass of water, a cup of coffee, Do you see what I'm doing there? Do you see what I did? So I want to quickly run, grab a glass of water, rehydrate. You do the same. Perhaps you want to grab a snack, a light breakfast, and then you and I and the rest of the team will see each other right after this cool stuff.
I don't want to know. Gotta get up now. Gotta get up now. I don't have to know. Gotta get up now. Get up, yeah. I'm okay, just the way I am.
I've been missing the way you touch me, baby. Kisses on my neck and the love you gave me. When I think about it, I go a little bit crazy. It's gotta be more than this for you and I to coexist. Help me, I wanna be more than just a friend. I'm looking for closure, so baby pull me closer. Help me, I don't wanna be just a one night stand. I'm looking for closure.
The time right about now is 41 minutes after the hour 7 o'clock. 41 minutes after the hour 7 o'clock, and you're still tuned in into your favorite rendezvous right here where radio meets TV, only and exclusively on the Vooka Breakfast Show, brought to you by the Blinko Network. You know that you're always spending some great quality time with myself, the one and only MOOCE Mist. My name is Moocee Mist. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to you and I having such an amazing and great energy exchange, man. Right here on a day-to-day basis, we always try to bring you all-encompassing, compelling, and of course thought-provoking conversations that are aimed at providing both you and I with so much information, knowledge, man, with industry professionals, having bold discussions, and it is a must that we always try to achieve that right here. And I'm not alone. Still hanging out with Mr. B on the technical side, taking such good care of us. And of course, on the table of discussion, I'm hanging out with none other than the one and only Barry Blaze. Right? The number to dial if you want to connect with us is still 060-493-3226. That's 060-493-3226. The hashtag across all our social media platforms is Vooka Breakfast Show. So that's Vooka Breakfast Show on Facebook and all other social media platforms. Connect with us even on our website. Use the URL www.vookadaily.co.za. That's www.vookadaily.co.za. This is where we try to give you an extended, an extra, experience of some of the things that we cover right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show, from news to sports and some of the engagements we have with the various and amazing guests that we bring you on a day-to-day basis. This morning, a lot is to be unpacked, right? And I can't wait to get into it. But before we get to anything else, let me try to give you your latest weather update. The current weather conditions and forecast for Tuesday, the 17th of February 2026 across major South African cities are looking like this morning. In Johannesburg, it is currently 14 degrees Celsius and mostly cloudy. The daytime high is expected to reach 22 degrees Celsius. And with a 40% chance of rain, dropping to a low of 13 degrees Celsius later this evening. In Cape Town, we're currently standing at 17 degrees Celsius and mostly cloudy, with a high of 20 degrees Celsius to about 25 degrees. It is the forecast with pleasant filtered sunshine and a low of 17 degrees Celsius. In Durban, we're currently sitting at 22 degrees Celsius and partly sunny. Temperatures will rise to a high of about 26 degrees today under the mostly cloudy skies with a low of 20 degrees. Right here in the heart of Soweto, we are currently at 14 degrees and mostly cloudy. Expect a daytime high of about 22 degrees with cloudy conditions and a low of 13 degrees Celsius. In Pretoria, currently at 15 degrees Celsius and cloudy. The forecast predicts a high of 24 degrees with continued cloud cover and a low of 14. Moving on to Bloemfontein, the capital of South Africa, or one of three of the capitals. We're currently sitting at 17 degrees and it is sunny. It is expected to be partly sunny with a high of 27 degrees Celsius and a low of 15 degrees. Moving on to Khayelitsha, currently at 22 degrees Celsius. The forecast for today includes a high of about 28 degrees and a low of 17 degrees with gentle breezes. The weather alert, there is a yellow level 1 warning for severe thunderstorms that have been issued for parts of the central and western interior, including potential heavy downpours and strong winds. So that is what the weather is looking like for this morning across major cities in South Africa. And I can't wait to find out from you what the weather is particularly looking like in your part of the country, right? Isolated to scattered thunderstorms are expected over the central and western interior, while the Western Cape may see morning to evening rain, right? The conditions generally warm across the country with hot conditions in the Western Cape interior, man. So that is what the weather is looking like for this morning. So let's quickly move on to our market rates and our commodities this morning. The US dollar is trading at 15 rands 95 cents, while the Great British Pound is at 21 rands 76 cents. The euro is currently at 18 rands 91 cents, while the Japanese, Mr. B, I always get the two confused. So it's the Japanese yen and the Chinese yuan. Yes. Right? Sheesh. I always confuse the two. So the Japanese yen is still at 10 cents, while the Aussie dollar, the Australian dollar, is trading at 11 rands 30 cents. The Chinese yuan is standing at 2 rands 31 cents. Now moving on to the gold. Gold is trading at 43,500 rands. While Brent crude oil is standing at 1,550 rands. And of course, last but not least, the Bitcoin is also trading at 1,250,000 rands. So talk to me. What do you make of all of the things that I just gave you right now? And I'm about to jump into a very, very, very interesting conversation. I can't wait to get into it, man. The one purchase. I want to find out from you. What is the one purchase? The one purchase that you have made, or that at some point in your life you thought, you know what, this is useless, man. I can't make use of this thing. Why am I buying a mouse? Why am I buying a cordless mouse? This is useless. It's not going to work. It makes no sense whatsoever. But now you cannot live without this purchase. You can't live without it whatsoever. That's what I want to jump into this morning. But before we get into it, a couple of comments.
Yeah, so right now, before we get into it,
Sure.
we're gonna give you a traffic update.
Traffic update,
Yes, and your first update on the N2 North after M7 ramp, center lane closed. Drive carefully on the N2 South after Dr. Sibaya ramp. Left lane is also closed, so please expect delays. And then on the Gauteng news headlines, on the N12 westbound at Tom Jones, right lane is also affected, so the traffic is slow. On the N12 eastbound at Diepkloof, middle lane is closed, so please also expect delays. So drive safely, drive cautiously, arrive alive.
Very, 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 very proper stuff. Thank you, Mr. Afri. I have forgotten about taking care of the traffic, right? Because people are driving and people are, engaging with us and hanging out with us on both platforms, right here on YouTube, on the Vooka Breakfast Show, and of course on Underground. So we do advise very cautious and safe driving if you're on the roads out there. Moving on to our comment section, man. I see a couple of you have already come in, and these are absolute family members that we adore, that we love, and that we absolutely appreciate, and that we cannot, make not use of, if that makes sense. When your comments don't come through, guys, like there's something that happens right here in the Vooka Breakfast Show, and like it's not normal, it's not okay, So we always wonder, where are our family members, right? The first comment that came through was from our very own sister Uneliswa, coming through saying, good morning Vooka Nation, happy Tuesday guys, #Vooka Breakfast Show, #Vooka Nation, ngivugile fam, sivugile nathi. Hello Neliswa, how are you, man? I hope the morning is amazing thus far. And then Uzinzi, another sister of ours, comes through saying, a very good morning Vooka Nation, Durban family, and the best breakfast team. Sivugile on the Tuesday, and for some reason I'm feeling sleepy, but I'm up and ready for work. #Vooka Breakfast Show. You need a cup of jive, a cup of, what do they call it? What, Mr. B, what do they call it?
A cup of Joe.
A cup of Joe.
I
What
got
else?
mine.
A brew, a morning brew.
Cup of Vooga.
A cup of Vooka. There we go. I love that. Yeah, that's a cool one, man. So you need your dose of the Vooka Breakfast Show, man, and I'm sure we will absolutely chase that sleep away, man. But we also do we condone. That's the word I'm looking for. We condone rest this side because I think, was it last week, Mr. B, did we get into a conversation about hustle, glorifying the hustle culture and not taking enough rest? We haven't spoken about it. Okay, so maybe it's a conversation that I wanted to get into, or maybe we had on a Tuesday afternoon. I'm not sure, but we also condone resting as much as you can. So I really, really recommend taking it easy at some point, Zinzi, and resting as much as you can. And then Zinzi comes back and she says, "Happy Tuesday and happy episode 220." Hey, shout out. This one deserves a come on, man. 220 episodes. What are you talking about? We are at 220 episodes. Crazy stuff. I don't know about you, but that deserves... Come on, man. A round of applause. 220. What are you talking about that we're sitting at 220 episodes? That's crazy. About a year ago, I think we were, after Valentine, we were close to this was the week we were leading to our 11th episode.
Yeah, we were still in single
digit number episodes. Yeah. It was crazy stuff. What? 220, guys, that's crazy. We're 30 episodes shy of 250. Do you understand what that means? Do you get what that means? I don't know, guys.
Kind of getting that Chris Brown feeling. Look at me now. Oh, look at us now. Oh.
Yeah, man.
Like, look at us now. Look at how far we've come.
Absolutely.
No, it's a lot.
Yeah. Manje, do you get what I'm trying to say? 220 episodes is crazy. Like, it's a crazy thing, guys. It sounds like it's nothing. Honestly speaking, it does. Like, I understand why for some people it would sound like, well, it's 220, guys. Relax, chill. It's not that much. Guys, 200 episodes on a day-to-day basis, Monday to Friday, is no child's fleet. It's no small fleet whatsoever, excuse me. It's so much. There's so much that we've done in a year that a lot of platforms would look at us and say, yo, guys, we wish that we could get to where you guys are. Trust me, it is not an easy task whatsoever. So I think we really deserve a round of applause and like a popo and like something like W's in the chat, man. Roses in the chat. Mr. B mentioned yesterday that we want roses in the chat, man. So that's crazy stuff, right? But we're going to get into that a bit later on. And then Mam Tembi coming through saying, morning, Mr. Mist. Hello, Mam Tembi. And then she says, I'm good, thanks. And how are you today? I'm not too bad. I'm actually not too bad. I slept. I think I'm well rested. I'm not too bad. And I'm looking forward to having a great morning. Yes, ma'am. And then she comes back and she says, a very good morning to our team's #Vooka Breakfast Show, #Sivugile on a cool Tuesday morning. Wishing you nothing but happiness and joy. Be blessed, take care, and stay safe. I love that. Man, I always love that. Whenever you say that, it's just like it's like a warm hug, a nice warm hug from a parent. Like, go into your day, be blessed, stay safe, and God is with you, and you're gonna do you're gonna do very well. Today.
Goosebumps.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? I love that, Mom Timmy. Thank you so much. And she says, wishing you nothing but happiness and joy. Be blessed, take care, and stay safe. #happy 220 episodes V team. And she says, morning Afri. Nice one, man.
Hi, mommy. Ish, my mother. You
she
see,
was asking about you last week.
I have other mothers and
absolutely. Very, very proper stuff. And then Zinzi comes back again and she says, a cup of Vooka, that will do completely. Where's that cup of
Vooka la pile no koki. No koki.
Is it with KK? That cup of coffee, the Vooka cup of coffee.
The Vooka cup of coffee.
The Vooka cup.
I know. I saw him make tea with it. Koki.
Right.
There's the cup over there.
The other one is that side. But yes, we do have the Vooka cups right here with us in studio, man, and we're using them to have our daily dose of positivity, a cup of Vooka Jive, right? So the conversation that we're jumping into this morning is about all things that you have purchased, right? Things that you have purchased, and you once thought, or purchases that you once thought, guys, like this is useless, man. Like, why am I, like why?
So, for me, ne,
Sure.
it's purely circumstantial because I get hijacked of my power bank
Okay.
and I keep buying them.
Hijacked as in
They
people
take
in your lives
yeah,
take
people
them.
in my life, they take them.
Okay.
Right? So I keep buying my power banks,
Okay.
and some I give away. Some, people take it.
I know you've borrowed
And
me.
for example,
one.
whenever you, like myself, we've got like a large family.
Sure.
You give to this one. What about me? It's
Me now
okay,
ngiphi mina?
uzokoloda ke.
Okay, and then you
But
have to buy another one.
Yeah, like I buy power banks, and then there was a time where ngisemall
Okay.
and my phone is about to die, and I knew that I needed it. So I know when you purchase a power bank brand new out of the box, you get about 50% of the charge.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, no, let me just get a power bank. And then just like that, I purchased the power bank. Now, years later, manje, because we've got like, load shedding and all of that.
Sure.
So there are times where I just pull out a power bank and just charges into
Okay.
where if let's say electricity were to go manje,
Sure.
I know I've got 3 or 4 power banks that are there
Sure.
for me.
Sure.
So I thought maybe, I'm wasting money, but
Now you see the
they
importance,
do come in handy.
especially with load shedding and reduction that we experience.
100%.
Yeah.
So I'll go buy another one, man.
Yeah.
Nami putam talang tsang pecheng a power bank.
I need the big one because I know you've borrowed me that black one. I don't know. I think it's that side, right? It's on the other side. But I know you've borrowed me the black one sometime last year for about 2 weeks when we were experiencing electricity issues, right? In my neighborhood. Yeah, man. And I've always also, well, I've never thought that they were a useless thing because I know that they came in handy. I got my first power bank back in 2018. It was a smaller nyana one, nothing too hectic.
Yeah.
And then I got into the habit of collecting as much as I can. So, but I also understand why one would think that, whatever, it's a power bank, until you are in need of it, right? It's very crazy. Afroberry, what about you? Any purchases that you might have thought in your life, this is useless, man, but now you can't live without, or you make use of it on a very, very regular basis, very often. So.
I'm trying to think because I think for me, I'm very conscious when I buy things that I literally need.
Okay.
I don't just buy Gingy. And in all honesty, I've never actually bought anything that I wouldn't use on the long run. It's actually things that were gifted to me. Like I have a ring light. I don't even know where that ring light is.
Okay.
It was gifted to me and I've never actually even had the need for it.
Okay.
Till today, it's sitting somewhere at home.
Sure.
And then I once got gifted an MP3 player.
Okay.
I still have it.
An MP3 player.
Yes.
You're an old person. MP3 player.
Yes, an MP3 player. I literally still have it. So funny enough, me and my grandmother both got MP3 players.
Okay.
And she gave hers to my
Wait,
uncle.
when was this though?
It was 2 years back.
Still make those?
I don't even know where the person who gave them to us actually got them from. I don't know, but the person who gave us as a gift. It was this other event that I like going to. So they gifted us an MP3 player. After gifting us an MP3 player, I used it for like a while, and then after that I got bored of it. But it's still there. The cable is still there. I bet my uncle doesn't even know
So
where
does it
he's
work?
with.
Does it still work?
Yes, it still works.
Crazy.
How much storage is on that?
It's not an.
What was the highest storage? Was it like a gig? Ne?
Gig.
1 gig of music.
A gig, like
At the time, you had like.
you could save about 5-6 albums. But I remember there were those where they used like a battery. And at the time,
What, the small ones that we had in the remote?
Yes, the ones that you normally find in the TV,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
And at the time, my rechargeables weren't a thing.
Well, the one that I have is the rechargeable, and then it has a slot for memory card.
Oh, nice.
So that's the one that I have. I ended up giving it to my little brother because I no longer had any use for it.
Okay, that's the one you had. Sorry.
Yeah, that's the one I had.
That's
So I
crazy.
gave it to my little brother because I had no use for it. And even him, he's not even interested in it. So I think I might end up reclaiming it back
But like,
and using
wait,
it.
but what do you?
It's a
What?
gift.
I think I want to cover things that at the time you bought it or
it was a
thinking of
gift.
buying it. It was a thing that you thought was it's useless, but now it's something that you can't live without. Like if I were to bring it to myself and think, the one thing that I at the time I thought was useless, I don't know, I think it requires a bit of thought, Mr. P. It requires one to really think of some of the things that they use on a day-to-day basis or on a regular
it could
basis.
be a thing where you think it's a wasteful expenditure, not necessarily that you feel like this thing you've got no use for it.
Sure.
It could be with I can see what I'm wasting, right? Like for example, I remember when we went to the Kota Festival.
Sure.
That Saturday it was windy, and where we were, it was a field, and obviously around September, the grass, it just blows all over.
Yeah, it was
right?
it was
So
dry.
I don't usually wear shades,
Okay.
I don't.
I know you. Yeah.
But that day,
You saw the need
I
for
saw
shades.
the need, and they worked for me that
Yeah,
day.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I know, this is proper
Sure.
because I felt shielded, protected.
Sure.
So I saw the need of shades.
Sure.
But I don't really rock
On a
shades.
usual basis, shades
Yeah.
are not like your thing.
So if it wasn't windy, I would have taken them off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see you. I don't know. I'm trying to think. I'm still trying to think, man. Something maybe I thought I wouldn't use that regularly. I don't know, actually. I'm really trying to think as hard as I can, and I don't know. Nothing is jumping out. Nothing is jumping out for me. But I would assume it's inanimate things. You know, things like because I know back in 2020, just before COVID, I bought myself a keyboard. You know, but that I still use, like, and it really came in handy for me in terms of, you know, maintaining my sanity throughout COVID. You know, especially those first few months or those first few weeks where we were completely like locked in, like not even you know. And my family was a bit paranoid. You know, my brother was like, guys, like this thing is a serious thing. And leaving the house was a bit of a challenge. And I was like, guys, what Thompson really, I will say, and I don't want to admit it, but Thompson really was a hotspot. You know, it was one of those places or areas where people are living life like it's normal. Kids were playing soccer down the road and stuff like that. But yeah, my keyboard came in handy. But I'm trying to think of some of the things that I have. I mean, I don't know, Mr. P. I don't know.
Right now, I've got 2 pairs of earbuds. In it.
Okay.
Right. So the first one, JBL.
The blue ones. Yeah, I know you haven't used them in a while. You're using the white ones now.
I'm using the white
Sure.
ones. In there. So imagine, let's just blue is clearly.
Okay.
Right? And I'm just comparing the difference between the two. Okay, these ones, they fit slightly a bit better, but I haven't tried the new tips of the Samsung ones.
The silicon
The silicon
the
tips.
silicon
right?
tips. Yeah.
So it got me wondering, okay, do I really have a use for these ones? Now, the difference here is that there's a thing called active noise cancellation.
Sure.
So I don't have to take off the earbuds.
Sure.
So it has this ambient mode where it uses the microphones inside the earbuds to accentuate the environment around me. So it's as if I don't have them on.
Really?
Does it make
the
sense?
white ones?
Yeah.
Is that what they have that feature?
Yes.
It's crazy.
Ambient noise or awareness.
That's crazy.
But also the JBL they do, but not as pronounced as.
Sure.
Yeah. So now I'm wondering, you know, at first when I got
The JBL.
Samsungs, not the Samsung.
Oh, the Samsung. Yeah.
Yeah, but I already have.
Yeah.
But now I love them. Now.
Now you see, this was a worthwhile purchase.
Sure.
And that's crazy.
But now also there's a Galaxy Buds 3, right? 3, like that's like the flagship, top tier.
Okay.
I mean, if I have the money, I'm like, no, I'm getting.
You're getting them.
Yeah.
Do you think it's going to be a slightly better experience?
I've watched some reviews. I believe so. Because the other thing they talk about is battery life, where you see ukuthi ama buds, they also have the casing itself also has like batteries built in.
Yeah.
Right, so
Yeah.
you charge the case with the buds inside, and then you use the buds themselves. Even if you don't charge the buds, or
You
the
can
case,
you can insert them in the
insert them and
case.
then it
It
recharges,
recharges
them,
them. Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
these small things that the Pro has, like a bigger case and all of that. Plus, when you connect it to Samsung Find My network, even if you lose these things, they've got these transmitter thing, which is something I want to talk about on Thursday.
Okay.
Where there's this little tracker called forgot the name, but then it uses something called UWB, ultra wideband,
Okay.
where if you lose something you can track it and all of that. But I'll get into that on Thursday. We'll take Thursdays, which
Look at the
I'm
excitement.
super excited. Yeah, because it's something I've been testing, right? Obviously for security reasons, that
Sure.
if you lose something here, you know you can track it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've looked into it a bit. Those small tracking chips that you can attach to small things like a mouse like this,
My charger.
your charger, but things as well like your keys as well.
No, but yeah, I know 100%.
Your keys.
Yes.
If you're someone like me, I've lost keys in a taxi. In 2020, just before COVID, I lost a set of keys exactly like this one, but with an extra thing where I had the remote to the alarm system at home, and so I lost keys. So these are keys to the gate itself, the remote, the house, and my bedroom. So I lost those keys. So that would have been cool to have like a chip like that. So
I
can
believe
track.
Uti, had you purchased one, it would have been one of those items
that
where
are
you
at the time
use it
when I was,
now.
yeah, absolutely,
Yeah.
completely. Even now, I think
sometimes you might lose about 10 minutes
of
you-
looking
you
for
wanna
something.
leave the house,
Yeah,
and then it's home.
yeah.
It's
You
closed, so
use an
can't
extra
leave.
5 to 10 minutes. Yeah. Definitely, I see that. A few items that are popping up. Of course, like you just mentioned, noise cancelling headphones. Right. The robot vacuum. Right. The robot vacuum. The initial thought is that I have a broom and 2 functioning arms. Why would I spend 400 on a plastic pack that's going to get stuck under the sofa? That's the initial thought. Right? It's like,
Honestly, even for me right now,
it's like,
yeah, no.
But the epiphany is that coming home to those satisfying vacuum lines on the carpet every single day without lifting a finger, you eventually start treating it like a pet, everybody.
It's a magnifique.
Once you name it Sir Dust a Lot, there's no going back. Once you name it, and it's those kinds of things where you don't want anyone else to use it. Right? You don't want anyone else to use it. You're the only one who uses it. You're like, hey, Satswara, don't touch that.
Hey, like my grandmother's glasses.
I can imagine.
That's probably like one thing she has bought and never used. Even till today, we have like a whole box full of pots that she's never used.
Yeah.
And there's another plastic that still has pots that she's never used till today.
Yes.
And when you ask her, she's like, "Ke dipitsa tsaka, sampotsa."
Yes. Yes.
She doesn't want to listen. It's the same goes for the glasses. She has those old crystal diamond-like glasses. Can I tell you, she does not want anybody touching those, including the salad bowls. Can I tell you that if you want to have a salad, I
get you.
The drama.
I see those. I see those where our parents still have those old things that they use, and it's only used by them, right? It's a thing that's used only by them. So it's very interesting.
It's actually not even for them. It's for outsiders.
Oh yes. Or they make use of those items for visitors, for external people.
Not for us.
That's funny.
We have a gravy boat that has never been used. It's just sitting there.
That's very funny.
It's not even pouring gravy.
Bingo.
That's a very funny thing, right? So the robot vacuum is one of those items. The other item is something that you have, Mr. B. The air fryer, right? The initial thought is that, it's just a smaller, louder oven, man. There's nothing much to it. My kitchen counter is already crowded enough. Like I have toasters, I have kettles, guys, just as a side note, I was very surprised to find out that in the US, kettles are not like a thing. Do you know how they make coffee? They pour in water from the tap. They'll put however much of their coffee, powdered coffee, or whatever, right? No, before the coffee machine, I see the coffee or tea making machine. So they pour water straight from the tap. They'll pour their coffee mixture with their milk and whatever else and sugar and whatever, and then not even stir, but put it in the microwave for about 30 seconds to 45 seconds. Like that's how they make coffee, if not through coffee machines, which is a crazy thing. Just as a side note, we'll get into that a bit later on. So that's like, right, because it's coming up for me. I'm remembering this as I'm talking about a clustered kitchen where you think, guys, now I have to buy an air fryer, now I have to make space, and you're thinking, guys, I have an oven, why am I making use of it? But then the epiphany comes after a couple of uses, right? Coming home to those satisfying, or rather realizing you can turn frozen leftovers or sad vegetables into crispy gold in 6 minutes. It's not a gadget, it's a lifestyle choice. The air fryer cult is real because the results are undeniable. Mr. B, talk to me.
Fully agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I fully
Yeah.
I mean, like I've done a lot of things on air fryer, but
Sure.
I've seen that my sisters have baked with air fryer, something I've never done.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they've done quite a lot.
Quite a lot of
me,
things.
Specifically, I remember I got these chicken. What do you call those?
Chicken breast?
Breasts, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Boneless.
Yes, boneless.
Okay.
Right. And it comes out juicy, man.
Really?
Yeah, it comes out really juicy. Vegetables. But there's also a whole lot of accessories that come with it.
Oh, yes, I've
You
seen.
can also do kebabs inside.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So
I mean, I know.
I fully agree.
I know we've made use of your air fryer right here in studio, for the kitchen segment, which is going to come back very soon, guys. We haven't done the kitchen. I personally miss being in the kitchen. I know I'm not like a cook. I'm not like a kitchen
I think you miss the
person.
food.
Not really. I think I miss the experience of having enthusiasts and chefs, just the different ideas and styles of preparing meals and things like that,
Bustling with life.
Yeah, man. I was going through some of the videos and the content that we did last year in the kitchen. It was just cool, man, to be, the couple of times that I have done it, I know with Kanzi, with Vuyogazi, Fortune was here, but she was behind the camera, with Chef Extra, Chef Zondwa, the lady from Gomidolense. Sativa.
She's not from Midlands, by the way.
It's okay. Well, I thought Game Otogo. Anyway, so the couple of times that I've been in the
FYI.
kitchen with cook enthusiasts, it was cool, man. So I think making use of the air fryer would be cool again, man. So that'd be nice. The other one is my digital version. If I had to pick something in my world, it would be reinforcement learning from human feedback. Early on, some might have thought that spending so much human effort to take an AI nuance and tone was overkill. Right? Why not just let the math do the talking? But without it, I'd be a cold robotic encyclopedia. The waste of effort is exactly what allows us to have a conversation that actually feels human. This is to someone like Mr. B, who's huge on the tech space, or who's big on all things tech and things of that nature. But someone like me as well, who has started getting into making use of LLMs, large language models, right? AI, pick the lazy, and it's very interesting. Diving between the different modules, man, from Gemini to ChatGPT to DeepSeek to Copilot. Claude is one that I want to try out now. Stacy uses, if not Claude.
It's Claude, from Anthropic, yeah.
And then one lo munya thanda ukumsebenzisa Stacy. Sage, ChatGPT, but latest versions, right? So if you're someone who's huge on AI like that, and you don't just ask questions and you use AI like your therapist, no, guys, AI can do so much more. You can create a whole lot more with AI. So
My little brother uses it as a therapist because I know that every once in a while you catch him on like AI and he's like, today I'm not feeling okay. And you literally have like a proper conversation with AI at that time. And I'm like, how you could have come to me as your sister, we could have had like sat down and had like a sibling bond, and you tell me what's your problems, like, not to workily one more phoning. I'm like, my guy.
yeah,
You know what's scary with AI? Ne?
talk to me.
So, even the inventors or people that are developing AI,
Sure.
there are certain behavioral traits that they too don't know how the model got there.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
they
crazy.
don't know that. So, there's one where they found that the agent was trying to duplicate itself because they were creating a fake email thread where they were talking with, let's delete this AI. Ne? So what the AI did was, okay, they're gonna delete me, so let me replicate myself.
Are you saying the module infiltrated the email chain?
Yeah, so it's a fake. They created a fake company, fake situation.
No, I get that.
Yeah,
And then AI the module picked up on that.
yeah. So the model was able to pick up a good, hey, I'm gonna get deleted here
Okay.
or shut down. So it created a copy of itself elsewhere, right?
That's crazy, guys.
Number two, inside the fake company, there were fake emails about things that would, would allow you to be blackmailed.
Okay.
Right? So it started sending emails, let's say to Afriberry, to blackmail Afriberry, but you've got 1, 2, and 3. So if you delete this model, this information will come out. So it was actually blackmailing
people. So that it couldn't get deleted.
Yes.
That's crazy.
And this model, because Boa tested like a couple of them where they exhibited the same behavior. So right at the top, it was Claude from Anthropic.
Really?
Yeah, good to know.
Claude has the capabilities of blackmailing and copying it
Zonke, but it came out at the top, Yona, at the time.
as the thriving one.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So it duplicated itself, started blackmailing people.
And could copy itself on an external, I don't know.
Yeah. Doesn't
Thing.
this give vibes a Sarah Connor with
Oh yeah.
because when they
Terminator.
tried to destroy the whole Terminator thing,
Sure.
it sort of created because it was somewhere in the caves.
It created another version of
Yeah,
itself.
somewhere in the caves,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, so it's
Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff.
Guys, AI, look, it's good, ne?
But it's bad.
But you have to
question
be
is-
careful.
Before we move on, let me ask both of you. Simple question, right? You guys use AI in it.
Yeah, I do.
Afri?
I do.
I do.
I do.
Ngat niyashada nje. Anyway, let me ask this. For whatever reasons you use AI, ne,
Sure.
can you do, as an individual, can you do what you are asking it to do?
To the extent that I've used the two major ones that I use, I really use Copilot and Gemini. Copilot because obviously the latest series of Samsungs comes with it, Microsoft, right? But also Gemini is now when you go. So for instance, I'll make an example very quickly now. For those of you, maybe I know maybe there are some of us who are not aware of this. So now on your latest, this is the A series, the smallest or lowest version.
Mid-tier.
Right. It's not flagship. It's not flagship. So there's a feature right on our phones where you can go, hey Gemini, or hey Google. Okay. Hey Google. Hey Google. And then Gemini comes up. Gemini, search for me the Vooka breakfast show. Gemini, look up the Vooka breakfast show. And then Gemini is embedded inside it and it can, right? So these are the ones that I make use of. And then it will give you the thing. So based on how I use the two models, for the most part, I think, yes, the things that I prompt, I can do myself. Because from some of these things that we've found out about how people make use of AI and how it affects their thought processes and their reasoning capacities and overall behaviors as individuals. I don't want to get to that point. And so I'm very wary and cautious about what I prompt and how I prompt. And it's things that I know it would slightly take me a bit longer, but with proper research, because I have done it, I can do it. I think I can be able to handle most of the things that I prompt. Sometimes it's just a conversation. Like last week I had a conversation with ChatGPT, which I haven't done in a while. I haven't used ChatGPT in a while, just to find out whatever I was looking for. And it was interesting to find out those results. Yeah. So yeah, I think I can, for the most part, do the things that I prompt.
50% of what I prompt, I probably can do it.
Yeah, because that's where it's
The danger
becoming
comes
scary.
in.
The danger, yeah. Because if they were to switch it off, manje, there'd be panic around the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
If they can actually switch it off.
They can.
Right now they can, because they are chasing what is called artificial general intelligence, where general means it can do almost everything that a human being can do. 'Cause
Sure.
now we're looking at verticals, where they can only do certain things in a specific field.
Sure.
But if it's like general across the board, where they are generally smart, guys, a whole lot of job losses.
Yeah.
And I mean, right now, as it stands, there's a huge disparity between the rich and the poor. But I do think, Uguti, the ones that run the models and Nani, there'll be an even bigger gap between the rich and the poor. It's going to be bad.
It is.
But anyway.
And it's seeming as if we are slowly headed to that direction, but I hope we will never get to this. So we're still talking all things that you once purchased, right? Purchases that you've once made, and at the time that you are buying this thing or thinking of buying it, you thought that it is very useless. It's quite useless. You're not going to make use of this. But now, as we're currently talking, as you and I are engaging, you can't live without it. Because we all have those moments of skepticism. Standing in a store or scrolling online thinking, who even needs this, right? Maybe it was a fancy coffee machine, a streaming subscription, a noise-cancelling pair of headphones, and at the time it felt unnecessary, even indulgent. But fast forward to where we are now, and suddenly the very item has become part of your daily rhythm, the thing you reach for without thinking. So think of this is that consumer behavior experts often talk about the value shift, right? How our perception of worth changes once one experiences convenience over comfort. At first hand, that is. And a 2025 Deloitte survey revealed that about 72% of adults admitted that they initially dismissed certain purchases as frivolous, only to later consider them very essential. Think about how streaming services were once seen as optional, yet now dominate household entertainment, right? Or how fitness trackers, once mocked as gimmicks, are now used by millions to monitor health. These shifts aren't just about spending. They reflect evolving lifestyles and priorities. And the very things we once resisted often become the cornerstones of our routines. Studies also show that people are more likely to reevaluate purchases positively when they save time or reduce stress. For example, dishwashers were once considered unnecessary luxuries, but research from the University of Michigan found they save households an average of about 230 hours per year. Similarly, smartphones, once criticized as expensive toys, are now indispensable for work, banking, and social connection. The tension lies in the gap between our old skepticism and our new dependencies. One perspective that I have for you is for the yay-sayers. These are people who are for it, right? They advocate and they say that these purchases represent growth. Learning to invest in things that improve quality of life. A premium mattress isn't just about comfort. It's better sleep, which studies link to improved productivity and mental health. And then there are those who are against it, the naysayers, right? And these are critics who argue it's consumer culture at work convincing us we need these things. We could easily live without them though, right? That's what they say. Do we really require smart fridges? Or have we just bought into clever marketing? Then there's those ones who are hot, cold, the middle ground, right? And some of these people see it as balance. The key is distinguishing between genuine necessities and lifestyle upgrades. The debate isn't about the item itself, but about whether it adds lasting value or fleeting satisfaction. That's the conversation we are talking about this morning, right? A purchase that you once thought was useless, but now is an absolute necessity, right? What is a gadget, a subscription, or something as simple as a pair of shoes? And what changed your mind about making that purchase? Share your thoughts, your opinions, and everything else in between. Use the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. So that's Vooka Breakfast Show on Facebook and all other social media platforms. Make use of the number 060-493-3226. That's 060-493-3226. Before we get into the break, I quickly wanted to jump to my YouTube comment section, right? Or rather my WhatsApp line, where I received a voice note, and I want to find out what that voice note said. And so quickly, let's have a listen, and then after that we're going to quickly go and pay our bills. Ooh. Okay, so this is not coming out the way it should be. Let me see if I do this. I don't know. Okay, we'll play that voice note right after the break, because we're having a couple of technical difficulties. But as we're doing that, after the break, we're going to be hanging out with none other than Osvaldo Naka, speaking all things and talking about all things sequential contrast, right? Which is a very, very interesting conversation if you ask me. As I was reading about it and going over it, there are examples of sequential contrast that include relationship perception, sensory judgments, and of course evaluations. And this is work by none other than Wilhelm Wundt. Right? Wilhelm Wundt. We'll find the correct pronunciation of this man. But as we're doing that and getting ready to engage with Osvaldo, let's continue enjoying some good music, and then you and I and the rest of the team will see each other right after this. Cool stuff.
요즘 내 일기가 재미없어진 이유를 찾았어. I've been wasting all this time finding words to let go. Cause I'm looking for Neverland, backtracking on memory lanes, hoping it's not just a wonder. I can't be watching, waiting for changes, wondering for the right time. Cause I noticed we came to a pavement that crumbles. It's just a merry-go-round. I don't think it's you, might be me. There's just so many things going on. But when I'm with you, it feels so new. Cause I'm on a secret, I'm all alone falling. I've been off and on with you. Tell me why it's so hard to choose. Going in circles, running round. No. Cause I'm looking for Neverland, backtracking on memory lanes, hoping it's not just a wonder. I can't be watching, waiting for changes, wondering for the right time. Cause I noticed we came to a pavement that crumbles. It's just a merry-go-round. I don't think it's you, might be me. There's just so many things going on. But when I'm with you, it feels so new. Cause I'm on a secret, I'm all alone. I don't think it's you, might be me. There's just so many things
Still hanging out with us right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show, brought to you by the Blinko Network. Very, very interesting stuff that we're discovering behind the scenes right here in studio, man. People knowing each other from different parts of the world, people recognizing each other, and like, wait, how are you here? How am I here? But this is what we bring you on a day-to-day basis right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show. You're still spending some quality time with myself, the one and only MOOCEE. My name is Moocee. I'm so excited. I'm happy to still be in your presence and in your company. Like I promised you before the break, we're getting into the conversation about all things sequential contrast, right? But if you want to find out a bit more about that, how you and I can connect is by you using the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. But the conversation also continues where we can still interact with each other on our WhatsApp line using the number 060-493-3226. So that's 060-493-3226. So what I want you to do is comment, like, subscribe, do the things that are necessary to be done so that you and I and Afro-Iberian Aussie can connect and share our thoughts, our opinions, and everything else in between, man. Sequential contrast. I can't wait to find out what that is. I don't know about you, but whenever I hear those kinds of terms, it really triggers my mind, and I quickly want to jump into my Google and search, because I'm one of those people. I'm absolutely one of those people. If I hear something new that I've never heard of, I quickly jump onto Google. You know, if it's a new word, it's a new term that I've never heard of before. You know, I want to find out what is that thing. And okay, quickly, who was Willem Wundt? You know, Willem, okay. Oh, the DiMartini method. Oh, okay. Late 1800s. That's very interesting, right? So that's the conversation we're about to jump into. And as we're doing that, I want to welcome none other than the one and only Mr. Aussie. How's it going, my brother? Welcome. I feel like you deserve a... Shout out. How's it going?
I'm good. Thank you so much. It's so great to be here once again. Yo.
Yes, sir.
Banele.
What is Banele doing to you? Is Banele...
I mean, it's, like I always say, I must request to move in. So
yes, because now you're part of the furniture now.
Yeah, man. No, it's so great to be around you guys, man.
Absolutely.
I think like every time I come here, I leave here more energized than when I came in.
I
don't
love
know
that.
what it is that you guys have. I don't know if there must be some.
It's the daily dose of
brand.
positivity, man.
Exactly.
It's accompanied by an energetic start to your day.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
man. Really
yeah.
love the work that you guys do. And yeah, thank
Proper
you so
stuff.
much. It's always good to be
Proper
here.
stuff. So talk to me.
Yes.
I mean, the last time we were talking Frantz Fanon's work, right? And we were talking inferiority complex. This morning we're diving into something completely different, but still something that is connected, for lack of a better term, to the DiMartini method.
Yes.
All right, because DiMartini continued the work and explored a bit more and experimented, the human psyche, human behavior, and things of that nature. But when we hear a word like sequential contrast,
Yes.
right? I learned in watching the movie Aquila and the Bee that big words come from smaller words, right? So when we break down contrast and sequential, what do they mean when we bring them together as one term? Sequential contrast. Talk to me.
Yeah, so sequential coming from sequence.
Sure.
Sequence is a continuation of something.
Sure.
And then contrast, opposites.
Two opposites. Right?
Two opposite
Sure.
things. So sequential contrast is when things come together in a sequence. So when you have opposites in a timeline from, let's say, from black to white, from good to bad, in a sequential way.
Yes, sir.
So a sequential contrasting is, in essence, that
I see.
Yeah,
I see.
In simple terms, yes.
So contrast that is coming in sequence.
Yes, so it's
see.
coming in sequence.
I see you.
So we'll get to the examples a bit later.
Sure.
So this was one of the things that William Vaughn, who in his discovery in studying consciousness. So let's first start, who was William Vaughn? So
Sure.
William Vaughn is categorized as the father of psychology.
Sure.
So he was the first person to actually turn psychology into a science.
Sure.
So before there was psychology, there was philosophy. So philosophies and philosophers used to philosophize about how the mind works and how humans work and how we interpret the world and how consciousness works. So what William Vaughn then did is he took it and he's like, no, there has to be a science of this.
Yeah.
There has to be a way of, okay, how do we build on thought? How does thought actually work? And he was the first to introduce something which is called introspection. Introspection, we
yes.
use it loosely now. So
Yes.
what he done is he formalized psychology by actually having a literal lab, by actually studying thought. Like he would give you something, let's say, for example, something for you to drink. It's like, okay, what is it that you're feeling when you're drinking this? Are you
Yes,
feeling
sir.
happiness? Are you feeling, what are the feelings that are going on with that? And through his work, then he influenced the whole field of psychology. And a lot of people came in to study from him. And he had a huge influence in Europe. And from Europe, it then went on to America. So he's actually the father of psychology.
I see.
Yeah.
Very interesting stuff.
Yes.
I found it very fascinating. And to find that this was in the late 18th century or
Yes.
19th century, right?
Yes. In the 18th century.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. And it was quite fascinating to find that he's one of the first, if not the first person, to look into introspection and the human behavior.
Yes.
And then people like De Martini continued that work later,
Yes.
as they also found it interesting to explore that space.
Yes.
But when we're talking how sequential contrast contributes to our lives now, what does that look like? What does that look like now?
Okay, so what we have is within ourselves, we have a built-in mechanism that compares things.
Sure.
So what sequential contrast does is it takes experiences and compares them to new experiences.
Okay.
So for instance, if I come from a relationship that I labeled as being very toxic, what happens is with that experience that I had, the new relationship that I go into, I compare it to the previous relationship.
Sure.
And by contrasting that, I can actually label this relationship as being less toxic. So sequential contrast is doing that. So or what we can do is, let's say, for example, you put your hand in cold water.
Sure.
And the moment you move your hand, take your hand out of that cold water and into this room, what happens with your body is that it starts to normalize that temperature and then you start to feel heat. So what it's doing is it's contrasting that temperature-wise and making it warm. So it's innate within us to have this contrasting, the sequential contrast for our own survival.
I see.
In the animal world, we contrast, for example, if you're a deer, you would look at the length of grass, and if the grass has gone down, you think, okay, the contrast of that is that now the grass is lower. So what is then doing to you, it's helping you to then adapt to the new environment, because it could be the fact the grass is lower because there's a predator, could be a change of season, so that's why the grass is lower. So the sequential contrast helps us in terms of differentiating what's going on and helping us to adapt to different changes. Yeah.
I see. Very interesting stuff. Something that I came across was that Willem was the father of experimental psychology, and he was very obsessed with how the mind doesn't just record data like a camera, right? But rather weighs it against what happened just moments before.
Yes.
Right. So the one thing that comes up is the orange juice betrayal, right? That I was very interesting to find out about. When you and this is related to our sensory perceptions.
Yes.
Right. When we've all experienced the ultimate sensory betrayal, we brush our teeth in the morning or whenever during the day, however and whenever.
Yes.
And then just after brushing your teeth,
Yeah.
you quickly have a drink of orange juice. But now the orange juice tastes like, what's this I'm drinking now, right? Because your brain and your sensory perception is trying to relate it to the closest thing that just happened moments before, which was tasting the toothpaste and maybe mouthwash and whatever else. The juice, it has nothing, it did nothing, it didn't change.
Yes.
But it's how you are comparing the two contrasting tastes in your mouth. So that was very, very interesting for me to find out. But let's start with the classic examples. Brushing your teeth, like I mentioned, and drinking juice. Why does sequential contrast make something as familiar as juice taste so radically different, though? With the examples that I just gave now.
Because it takes into account, excuse me, it takes into account prior experience. So if you're not being, so if your senses do not differentiate that this is a separate experience from the past,
Sure.
it builds on that experience. So in his work, in doing the introspection work,
Sure.
what you're doing is you're separating experiences. So the new experience of you drinking the juice
Sure.
is just the juice in itself. But with sequential contrasting, what it's doing is it's building on past experiences. It's not separating past experiences. It's just contrasting the two. Yeah. So that's what it does. So we have that innate. It's built in. We'll probably introduce a different term to it later on
Sure.
when we delve deeper into it. Like
Sure.
the different types of contrast that we have just outside of a sequential contrasting itself.
Sure.
Yeah.
I see. Very interesting stuff. But I mean, his early work, like we mentioned in the 18 and 1900s or 19th century, especially when we're considering modern life, right,
Yes.
and where we find ourselves. I mean, just before the break, we were talking about the different LLMs, the large language models that we make use of now. AI is like a thing now. It's a part of our work. It's a part of our lives. You know, like everybody just mentioned that. And it's something that is there.
Yeah.
People use AI as a therapist now. You know, we talk to Copilot. ChatGPT is probably one of the biggest models out there that people use. And now they use it like Google.
Yes.
You know, where we used to Google things. Now we AI things, I guess, for lack of a better term. But how do you see William's early experiments, like comparing weights and sounds, transitioning into the way we experience modern life, and from luxury travel to social media scrolling? How does that influence, or that concept of sequential contrast influence the way we live modern life today?
It affects us in a big way because we could easily go into the internet and create a sensation out of nowhere. So I could literally, sometimes I do this, I'm guilty of it.
Sure.
I can tell myself I'm bored. Now, because I'm bored, I go into social media and look for entertainment. So the contrast is that I'm running away from my reality of why I'm bored, and I'm contrasting that as quickly as possible and going into my phone,
Sure.
and now I'm experiencing pleasure.
Sure.
So the contrast is very quick. I can create it within seconds. And the danger there now is that with social media, it's not like reading a book. With social media, there is no full stop and there's no last page. It's continuous. It doesn't stop. You can scroll continuously, and within that, you get all of these endless contrasting topics. You go from AI, then you go to psychology, you go to comedy.
Oh, yes, yes.
And so all of those quick stimuluses keep us engaged in that, and that could take us away from living our daily lives.
I see.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Afriberry?
Yeah, man, it pretty is. So right now, we're also going to be talking about the happiness treadmill, right? Because you've spoken about how sequential contrast applies to happiness. Can you unpack on how chasing peak experiences like luxury holidays, big wins, and actually how they can make our normal routines feel dull or even a bit disappointing by comparison?
There's nothing wrong in chasing those. We're not saying in being more disciplined in what we do in our day to day, because the bigger the goal, the bigger the concentration levels you need to have, the more actions you need to take towards them. So in chasing those things, we're not saying that it's wrong in themselves. I mean, it's a great thing to chase those things. It's part of living. So the bigger the goal, the better you're able to then have control over the actions that you take on a day to day. When it comes, I think there was a part where you spoke about happiness. Can you please repeat that?
Yes, I was basically talking about finding happiness within sequential contrast.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you fight the fact, for example, you could say, you know what, I love having chocolate because it makes me feel alive, it makes me feel fantastic. But the contrast about it is the fact that it makes your teeth ache, and sometimes you get a stomach bug because you had too much sweetness in it. So basically that happiness effect and the downside of sometimes finding happiness in a little bit of sweetness.
Yeah, so I think with that is, I think it's good to understand that these contrasting things will happen to you. So if you eat a lot of sugar, the downside to it is that once the sugar is gone, you're going to go down on a Down syndrome. So that is what will happen. So in understanding that, it helps us to sort of go in then and ask ourselves is, what is the reason why you want to eat the chocolate? Or what is the true purpose or the true reason why you want to buy that luxury item? Are you buying the luxury item in of itself? Or is it to compensate because you maybe want to display confidence? Is it a byproduct of, okay, if I drive that car that cost me 2 million rand, it then means that I've got high confidence, and then socially I'm seen as, okay, this is the person to go to. If that is the case, thank you so much for the water. So the contrasting to the sugar is water. Drink more water.
Your favorite.
Yeah. So now, so it helps us to do that it's understanding that, like, if I'm buying the luxury car, is it a byproduct of my confidence? If it is, then how do I work on my confidence versus getting the luxury item to represent something that I believe is not within myself? Yeah.
Proper stuff.
Yeah.
I see, man. I think it's a very interesting conversation, and it's an intriguing concept to dive into, And I saw that the deeper you go into it, the more it ventures into quite a lot of these spaces that we make use of, I guess, in our day-to-day lives.
Yes.
It's not only social media or the happiness effect, and I think it also, refers to how we've spoken about the scale, the tonal scale.
Yes.
Experiencing the highs versus the lows, right? And trying to strike a balance as best as you can. I remember you mentioned that one needs to be cognizant and aware when they are experiencing the highs of highs, but should also take awareness that high has an opposite end to it.
Yes.
And there's going to be a low, and you have to be able to strike a balance as best as you can.
Yes.
So that's very interesting. But there's also controlled contrast and a perception, right, that he's dived into. And it is consciously choosing what we focus on. So how can people use this concept to manage the sequential contrast in their own lives so that they don't fall into the constant comparison and overstimulation as well? Because it's stimulus at the end of the day.
Yes.
The different kinds of stimulus, where I was listening to very high, loud making music versus that silence. And now moderate volume music still sounds like it's loud music, right? And that's the contrast, because I was listening to high volumes of music. So how do we make sure that we don't fall into the constant comparison?
This might sound a little bit boring, but
Sure.
the basis of all human behavior goes back to your value structures. If you understand your value structures, your personal value structures. So in William Van's work, you always wanted for you to go inside and introspect what's going inside of you. And that then gave birth to a class of different psychologists, from Carl Jung to Pavlov and Pavlov's dog, There's a huge number of them, and then also gave birth to Dr. DiMartini as well. So for me, if you know what your hierarchy of values are and not compare what your hierarchy of values are to somebody else, then you're able to gain better control of contrast. And it's also in understanding that what you value is something that someone else might not value. What you place first is something that someone else could place last. And these contrasts need each other and feed each other to make reality work. So what then happens is, with value structures, is anytime you put someone's value structure on a pedestal, you are simultaneously putting yourself down at that moment. And anytime you put your value structure or what your highest value is higher than somebody else's, you are at that moment simultaneously contrasting yourself and putting them on the pit and putting yourself on a pedestal. So it's all in understanding that what drives you as a human being, what's that driving force? What's that difference that you want to make? And compare your actions based on what you want to accomplish most in life.
I see.
That's how you gain most control over contrast, yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man.
That's crazy, but very interesting, man. Very, very fascinating. But when, because I mean, like I mentioned, it stems and it dives into different aspects of our lives, individually, so in different ways as well. Because what you might perceive as one thing, I could be on the opposite end of it, and I think that's where the beauty of life is as well. Is that none of us are the same. We could exhibit similar attributes, you know, and similar values or moral systems and whatever the case is, but no two people are exactly the same. But so when we're talking general perspectives, because public opinion also plays quite a huge role in a lot of these things that we come across in life. It could be finances, it could be the workforce, it could be in media, in entertainment, whatever the case may be. There is the thing of numbers don't lie. And if 7 people out of 10 people agree with the one thing, clearly this is something that's there. But it doesn't take away from the 3 that remain. Yes, you guys are on the opposite end of the thing, right?
Yes.
And so when we're talking general perspectives, now my gadgets are failing me here. But when we're talking general perspectives, how do you think this affects the general public in general? I'm using tautology now. How do you think it affects us as individuals in general, in the way we perceive general things, day-to-day things, everyday things that we come across? It might be commuting, taking the bus, taking the taxi, having a carpooling system, you know, getting to work from 9, taking your lunch at 1, you know, those kinds of things. How do you think people navigate the contrast that they come across on a day-to-day life?
Can you please just explain a little bit that question? I'm sometimes slow in the morning. My brain takes time to process things.
You kill me. Don't worry.
I think I'm running a Pentium 3.
No, you're good. You're good.
Yeah.
So the thing here, do you think the sequential contrast affects younger people? Is maybe that's where I was getting to.
Okay.
The younger generation differently, especially those growing up in a world of instant gratification, right? Because social media plays quite a huge role, and the contrast here might come in seeing someone who's 25, the same age as you, in Cape Town, living their best life, but in comparison to how you're living in Soweto and Joburg, it could be different. Where this person is eating this kind of breakfast, I'm eating maybe makwenya, and do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
Does it generally maybe affect us as younger people as opposed to the slightly older generation who might have grown up in a different era, experienced things in a different way, or is it vice versa?
It affects us differently. I mean, in our generation, or with the introduction of technology, like you said, I can get you depressed very easily, because I can literally influence you to look at a fantasy that you can't live up to.
Sure.
So your depression levels right now are easily influenced.
Sure.
Just in the same way that you're able to receive information much quicker.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
So it's not that the information that you're receiving is good or bad. Because if I go on social media, see someone who's the same age as me in Cape Town having dinner, and I'm eating makwenya, I'm kokasi, it shows me a different world, that something is possible if I think differently.
I see.
if I do things differently, there's a possible different experience that I can experience.
Positive mindset.
A positive mindset. You can use it in that way. But if I take that and contrast it and now want to be that person, that's now where the fantasy and the depression will now come, because now I'm thinking to myself that my reality is not good enough compared to this person, right? And vice versa, if I see someone, if I come from poverty and I see someone who's still eating the foods that I used to eat, it actually helps me to be grateful for the fact that I made it out.
I see.
Now, how I use that is I can use it in the service of humanity to then say, okay, well, instead of just sitting, eating, and filling up my belly, how do I give back to community? How do I uplift people to tell them, look, listen, if you want out, there's a process and it's actually possible.
Sure.
Now, that then is how you can use social media to maybe tell your story, to say, look, listen, guys, the reality of it is that I don't eat this food every day. The reality of it, maybe this is a luxury food that I have once every month. And you're allowed to have that from time to time. What we don't want to do is to get stuck in thinking that social media is the full picture. Even right now, as we're speaking right now, someone who's experiencing us through like a social network would have like certain judgments to be like,
Sure.
oh, maybe this person is confident.
Sure.
But the truth is, I'm not confident throughout the whole day.
Sure,
You're getting a
definitely.
segment of my life.
A portion.
You're only getting a portion. So you're contrasting that to a full-time experience of yourself. You're with yourself 24 hours.
Yeah.
This is 30 minutes. Comparing 30 minutes to 24 hours, the contrast there is
The
like,
numbers don't.
they don't add
They're
up.
not numbering.
They're not
I see
numbering.
you.
Yeah,
I
so
see you.
understanding that you only get a certain portion of someone, even the person that you're married to. You spend more time with yourself than you do with the next person. So there's a limitation as to what I can experience from you, because I'm not with you 24/7 more than I am with myself. Yeah, so understanding that, yeah.
Just before Afriberry closes it off, do you think maybe what we do as individuals, because it is about the earliest experience that you went through, right? And your base of judgment or reference is to that, right? And so because you spend more time with yourself than with other people, do you think how we perceive, you know, the engagements that we have and the interactions we have with different individuals is somewhat maybe closely related to a, what's the word? When you project a projection of how we perceive ourselves versus how this person is in the small amount of time that I spend with Osvaldo.
Yes, 100%.
Sure.
And the funny thing about that is with the sequential contrast is that in psychology or with emotional states,
Sure.
you can contrast that maybe to the lowest point in your life that you felt.
Yes.
You can take that as the barometer for sadness.
Oh.
And then you measure that based on everything else that you experience. Even in relationships, do you know that the current person that you're dating now is actually the accumulation of all the supports and challenges that you experienced in your other relationships?
Please say that one more time.
So the current person that you're dating now is actually the accumulation of all the supports and challenges that you've experienced throughout. So you've taken all the supports and challenges that you've had in your relationships, and you've right now have said, based on all of that I experienced, this is the best person for me at the current moment.
Right now, yeah.
Right now. So you're contrasting that. But how you actually go above the sequential contrast, and this is actually introduced in the DiMartini method, is actually called simultaneous contrast.
Oh, yes.
So with simultaneous contrast, you're taking two opposite ends and you're putting them right
side
in
by
front,
side.
by
Yes,
side.
I see you.
So you're experiencing black and white, and therefore
At the same time. Yeah. And comparing them as
integrating
you go.
them.
Yeah.
and then you get the experience of gray. So you're not now sequentially experiencing
Yeah.
it, but you're now
Simultaneous
integrating
stimulus.
simultaneous stimulus.
Yeah.
And that then goes again to your prefrontal lobe cortex, where you're now then making judgments based on, objectivity of, I see both sides, not just the one side.
Subjectivity where you're basing it on the previous experience.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
So now the new relationship
Oh, wow.
is not as calm or less toxic than the other one, but it has its own level of toxicity and the happiness based on what the person is. So you're not comparing it to a past, you're just comparing it to what's happening right now.
Do people exhibit simultaneous or sequential?
Most of the time we go through sequential contrasting because remember our brain is based on survival. So if you're in the jungle, what you're trying to do is you're trying to avoid danger. So you're now, okay, anything that represents danger, I need to run away from. And anything that represents food, I need to go towards. So you need to be able to differentiate between prey and predator. So that's why you have that contrasting, that sequential contrasting element to you.
I see.
Now, to go above that, the animal brain is then when we have this simultaneous contrast that we're speaking about now. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man, that's pretty interesting, especially the whole part about relationships, because I think not only me, but a lot of people, it's something that we've never actually looked at before like that. So let's also talk about life as a sequence. So this is like my final question. So if life is experienced as a sequence rather than isolated events, what advice would you give listeners about designing their daily sequence so that contrast works in their favor, sharpening gratitude instead of stealing joy?
So the number one thing I spoke about earlier was your value structures, by understanding what your value structures are. And by you understanding what your value structures are, then setting goals that are aligned with your value structures. And then you contrast your actions, or you compare the daily actions that you're taking to how you are getting closer to the goals that you set based on your value structures. That's the best way I think you can use sequential contrast. So for example, Vooka Breakfast, a year ago, you guys were on episode, 10, 15.
Yeah, single digit numbers actually.
Single digit numbers.
Sure.
The sequential contrast of that is based on the goal that you're working towards. You're now on episode 200 and something. So now you're measuring your goals based on where you want to go and contrasting that. So you're going inwards, introspecting Vooka as an entity and introspecting the actions that you took based on that. So on a personal level, if my goal is to get married to you, I have to then look at the actions that I took. Did I take you out on Valentine's Day? Did I make you feel special? But you get the point, is you have to do it in that way. And then measure your actions based on where you're going towards the goals that you want to attain, based again on your value structures. Yeah.
Man, that's a lot. You know, one thing that I like about Ulo's having here in studio is that it is literally a lesson that nobody wants to miss.
Yeah.
Because you're always teaching us about different human behaviors that we've never actually fully went into or have ever had time to actually fully debunk. And that's like the amazing thing about it. So, you know what, sir, thank you for the lesson.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Mr. Oz. Yeah. It's always a pleasure, man. It's always a pleasure. I don't know about you, but I think this deserves a part 2 as well. So that we can dive into some of the core principles of sequential contrast, including temporal separation, the direction of bias, which is the contrast effect, right? There's also the opposite in time, and the mechanism, which is the often explained by a criterion setting account where the brain adjusts its standards based on recent stimuli. Right, very, very, very interesting stuff. There are also examples of sequential contrast that I mentioned earlier on that include the relationship perception, the sensory judgments, and the evaluations, which includes a moderately good job interview appearing fantastic if it follows a disastrous interview. Right, and so that's the sequential as opposed to the simultaneous. Yes. Right, very interesting stuff. So I would love for us to continue this conversation and dive slightly a bit more as to where people like DeMartini took it as well, and how modern life shapes those kinds of spaces of psychology and human behavior and introspection. I would love to have you back, but thank you. We appreciate, my brother. Always such a pleasure having the one and only Osvaldo Nyaka in studio, man. If you enjoyed that engagement and you find it very knowledge-giving and informative, huge thank you and shout out to Osvaldo. Share your thoughts, your opinions, and everything else. The conversation continues across all our social media platforms. Use the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. But you can also make use of the number 060-493-3226. That's 060-493-3226. A bit later on, we're going to be hanging out with Alexis, right? Is the name. I can't wait for that one, man. The studio is full and the conversations stimulating. Right? Yeah, there we go. See what I did there? And she's someone who is involved in accounts payable, HR, and procurement at Segunjalo Piping Projects. That is going to come a bit later on. After the break, we're going to be giving you your latest history lesson along with some of the celebrity birthdays and the interesting inventions and national days and international days that we celebrate on a day-to-day basis. But as we're going to that, I want to quickly run and grab my glass of water, rehydrate. While I'm doing that, you do the same. We pay our bills and we'll see each other right after this. Cool stuff.
folks what happen when you relentless and your actions start to match the path for which you intended. Put the time in the perfect.
Still spending some great quality time with us right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show. We're just hanging out with none other than the one and only Osvaldo Naka, speaking and talking all things sequential contrasts, man, and very, very interesting stuff, intriguing. And we know that this is what we always try to bring you right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show, all-encompassing, compelling, and of course thought-provoking conversations aimed at giving both you and I so much information and knowledge with industry professionals like Osvaldo, and that are aimed at being bold, bold discussions that we have right here. The time right about now is 10 minutes after the hour, 9 o'clock already. I want to knock off saying it's 10 o'clock. 10 minutes after the hour, 9 o'clock on a Tuesday morning, the 17th of February, 2025. The number to use is still 060-493-3226. The 060-493-3226. What I want you to do is I want you to comment, to like, to subscribe, and do the things that are necessary to be done so that you and I and the rest of the Vooka Nation and the Vooka team can keep on sharing our thoughts, our opinions, and everything else in between. Right now, I want to give you your latest history lesson, right? And cover all things international holidays and some celebrations that we observe on a day-to-day basis. And everybody, what did you think of the conversation we just
A pretty interesting conversation, I do not want to lie, because I never even knew that there was such a thing as sequential contrast.
Yeah.
For me, only to find out that there's actually a certain boundary for it, and there's actually a specific name for it.
Sure.
Where you basically have a battle. It's almost, for me, I feel like it's almost like a battle between the good and evil, finding a balance within an imperfect world, or trying to better, justify some of the things that we do by saying that I did that for the better of for you or for the good of things, but in the end we just sometimes did it because we're just selfish. So in a way it was pretty interesting. Hey, I enjoyed that one because I know that every time, whenever Osvaldo actually comes here, every time it's about learning different things when it comes to the world of human behavior, or how humanity itself actually functions in the world, or in the world that we currently live in and the society we live in.
Sure.
So it's pretty interesting. Hey?
I see you. Very, very, very cool stuff. Right about now, I want to give you your latest history lesson. And the first one that I have for you this morning is that back in 2021, South Africa was considered Africa's worst affected country, and it began its COVID-19 vaccinations with the one-shot Johnson & Johnson vaccine. And this was in Cape Town, right? In February of 2021, South Africa, Africa's hardest hit nation by COVID-19, launched its vaccination campaign in Cape Town using the single-dose Johnson & Johnson vaccine. The rollout began with the healthcare workers as part of an implementation study chosen because the vaccine was effective against the beta variant that was dominant in the country at the time. This marked a pivotal moment in South Africa's pandemic response, offering hope of protection and easing pressure on an already strained healthcare system. Very interesting. Did you take the jab?
Yes, I did, because where I worked at that time required us to actually take the jab and present our vaccination cards. But then they came out, they're like, no, you need to take a booster. I was like, you know what, then I quit work. I'll just sit at home and see what I'll do. And just basically just have like a side hustle and stuff. But yeah, I did eventually take the jab.
Mr. B, are you a jabber? A jabber.
He's not a jabber.
I didn't.
Why not?
Well, I don't know, but actually I do know, but yeah.
It's not something you can.
Yeah.
Okay. I also didn't.
Look, eventually I probably would have, ne?
Okay.
I think I was one of those individuals where I'll probably be the last one to do it.
Okay.
So for selfish reasons, like, herd immunity, I'm like, okay, guys, I mean, if 3 of y'all took it, it means I don't have to do it, right?
Sure.
Yeah, but eventually I would have probably been the last one to do it. But knowing what I know now, I probably waited out.
Okay. Or knowing what you know now.
Yeah.
Okay, that's funny.
Cookie, did you take the jab?
That's funny. KK?
I was forced to take it. Nakon, I was the last one of the whole family.
Yeah, to take it as well.
Yeah, I just took one shot, then the other one. I was like,
You didn't go back for the second one, the booster.
I just hated how I felt.
Do you guys think that there are more people who didn't take it as opposed to people who did take it? And of those who took it, are there more people who are willingly taking it or forced by circumstance? Circumstance of work.
Yeah.
I think most that took the jab is the working class as
Okay.
well as the elderly as well, because there was a whole push about elderly people. having to take- but from most of my peers, most of them didn't,
Yeah.
because there was no push or rush or compelling thing for them to
to go and take it. Yeah.
And I mean, it was also not comforting to know that there was a dose that was that expired.
Oh yes, I
right?
remember that. Yeah.
And then also, as Afriberry mentioned, that there was a booster. Like, okay, but guys, why
What are we
should I
boosting
boost?
here? Yeah. I see you.
And then when looking into the whole technology of the RNA,
Okay.
That one.
I mean, some were talking about this thing is altering your DNA.
Really?
Oh yeah, so let me wait it out.
That's
Let me wait
crazy.
it out.
Yeah, Lena, I was part of those people who was like, nah, bro. Nah. I'm gonna take it when not when, if it gets to a point where like it's compulsory and like it's like an ID thing. You know how now they're pushing to really, really get rid of green ID books and that everyone makes use of the smart card. That's where I was willing to take it to. Like it's detriment for everyone to take it, and I'm literally going to take it like the last day. And I'm like reluctantly so. It's fine. I'll jab.
Yep.
I'll jab.
I've always believed food is medicine, so yeah, whatever you eat, you are what you eat.
Yeah.
All right. So if you love pork, I'm joking. I'm just joking.
That's funny.
I'm just joking.
That's funny. Proper stuff. And then on your next history lesson, back in 2020, at the 2020 Lawrence World Sports Awards in Berlin, history was made when Lewis Hamilton and Lionel Messi were jointly crowned Sportsman of the Year. Hamilton for his 6th Formula One championship, and Messi as the first footballer to ever win the award. Simone Biles, already a dominant force in gymnastics, claimed her 3rd Sportswoman of the Year title, while the South African national rugby team was honored as Team of the Year after their Triumph 2019 Rugby World Cup victory. This was held on the 17th of February. The ceremony marked the 20th anniversary of the Lawrence Awards, celebrating athletes whose achievements resonated globally. Very, very, very interesting stuff. And moving right along, right to today, we are celebrating something called Who Shall I Be Day. Who shall you be today? Who Shall I Be Day is observed annually on the 17th, and it is a playful celebration that encourages people, especially children, to explore imagination, creativity, and self-expression by pretending to be someone else for a day. Whether it's dressing up as a superhero, role-playing a career, or simply trying on a new personality, the day highlights the joy of stepping outside one's usual identity and embracing curiosity, empathy, and fun. It's about asking what if and discovering new perspectives through make-believe. Who shall you be? Everybody, who shall you be today?
I'm gonna be a baddie.
Okay. You're gonna be a baddie, okay.
Yeah, but a very bold baddie.
What, the
like-
South African version of baddies?
Yes.
So you're not a baddie.
I'm not. One thing that I've seen in life is that I'm not a baddie. I am a typical gassy girl. That's what I am. Even my friends who like going out to sets, and they've seen that you literally cannot take the gator out of me.
Yeah.
That is who I am, and I wear my badge very proudly.
Yeah.
That one
So
I
for
wear.
us, the uninitiated, what is a baddie?
And Betty is basically a person who kind of has like a, a snobbish, slay queenish persona. So basically, you can tell me what you want, that kind of thing. When I be doing the kind of Cardi B type of style, you hear what I'm finna say, right? You heard me?
So that's
That's
across
being
the board.
American.
It's a mixture of basically different personalities. So it's basically a bit glamorous but slay queenish, but in a way like when now you're a bit snobbish. So you basically switch from ukulmitsotsi taili, and you're all about like speaking English, and then you're all about the body movement, the whole lot of work thing.
So are there South African baddies?
I was
that
about to ask.
Yeah,
don't
they
even take the
are.
whole American.
Yeah.
So
'cause-
bona banjani one?
They are.
How do they talk one?
They basically still have some of the personas. So, for example, look at some of the celebrities that we have. Perfect example. I'm gonna make a perfect example about Nadia Nakai. She's like the female South African version of like a diluted American baddie persona.
Did she say she's a baddie?
So Nadia
It's
Nakai is
the-
a baddie.
It's
I don't know. I'm
It's
asking.
the way.
I'm asking if she-
It's the way
I'm
she
also
presents
asking.
herself. You don't have to say it. Sometimes it's the way you present yourself. Let's say that for you're a guy, you won't see it. I'm a girl, so we see it.
That's crazy.
But like wearing less clothes, but we know that as you did say it, man, like
Slay Queeniana.
slay
So.
queen, yes.
Yeah, but it's also part of like being a baddie, wearing less
Is it a
clothes,
variant, maybe?
or like wearing
Yeah, but-
wigs,
A version
nails.
of
There's
baddie.
different
But
versions
that's what
of
slay
tiers.
queens look like. So can we have a slay queen here, ne? And then
Have a baddie.
and then it's like
Maybe it's like
distinction.
tears here.
It's
maybe.
Is there a distinction
I
between
don't
a
know.
slay queen
I
and a
don't
baddie?
know.
A slay queen there is a distinction. Like a baddie, why. Slay queen can switch from like speaking 70%
Oh, I
English,
see.
30% vernacular, and then a
so-
baddie who's gonna literally talk English. They'll speak English why like they don't even understand vernac, aka Steven.
Nah, Steven, no, it doesn't apply.
No,
to Steven.
you know why I'm
Steven
saying that? It's
doesn't
because
apply to
he
Steven.
does speak a bit of vernac, but he doesn't want to speak it. He rather speak
But he
English.
can't.
Why?
But he can't.
Steve can't.
Steven,
My guy.
It doesn't apply to Steven. Steven.
Let's go to Zondi here, my guy.
But
Nah,
what
but
does it say?
it's circumstance, like-
Kulumanu, Steve.
Yeah, like Steven wouldn't be able to, not that he wouldn't be able to, but it's not in him right now to hold a conversation for a full minute, for 60 seconds, using Setswana or using Zulu. He can understand phrases, words here and there, and these are phrases and words that are repeated on a regular basis. But if I were to sit down with him and speak my home language, just Setswana, like proper, and the Setswana that we use in Dobsonville, there's a huge portion, about 90% of the things that I would say he wouldn't understand.
95,
And,
like 99.
and he would, require him to say, Moocee, please, bro, like, don't do that to me. So
Don't do that.
I don't think that applies to him. But very interesting to find out some of these things, that they are baddies and
Can I just ask, can a male become a baddie?
I mean,
No, y'all become
Yes,
princesses.
'cause what are you
don't
saying?
become
What?
baddies. Don't you know that men go through the princess era? Please.
No, but what I'm trying to ask is, you're this individual who
maybe
loves
Kimakutsumela.
talking English, ne? As a male figure, right? So
Could you be regarded to
how
as
do
a
they
baddie?
coin it?
Oh, like my good mela.
This is not
But can a
Makutsumela, I
female
don't
also
know.
become a kutsumela as well?
But we don't
I
call
think
them
maybe- I
good
think
mela.
maybe
That's
it's the
where it
same thing,
becomes.
but the
It's
terms are different. I don't know. I'm assuming here because I'm very out of touch with like the pop culture and things that happen in today's society.
So then
Like,
Afri is a baddie for the rest of the show again.
Oh,
I don't know.
No, that's what she wants to become.
yeah,
Oh, okay. She wants to
I'm gonna
become a
try to
baddie.
be a baddie.
Very interesting. And the other thing that we're celebrating today on the 17th is My Way Day. So this has to do with all things happening my way. Do you know that song, Mr. B? I did it my way. Do you know that song?
Sorry, I was thinking Usher.
Okay. Kunja, which one is that one?
My way.
I know the song. Please hum it a bit.
I know the insurance company my way.
I'm forgetting the
She
melody.
likes it my way. She likes it my way.
Oh, I see you. I see you. I see you. Is this you giving yourself away how old you are? Usher was like late 90s, early 2000s. That doesn't apply to me. I was born in 2000 straight. I'm 26 this year.
This is like 2010.
Yeah, but it still doesn't apply. In 2010, I was 10. Yeah, so it doesn't apply. How would I know Usher as a 10-year-old? Why would I be listening to Usher singing?
Okay, so who were you listening to?
I was listening to 2010. I was a small baby at 10 years in grade 4. So the music was not like a thing for me. I was listening to whatever was being listened to in the house.
Which one?
Which was?
I don't know.
Because we grew up I grew up listening to Brooke Benton.
Okay.
Yeah, but who were you listening?
In 2010, the one song I can remember was
your uncle.
Alicia
what music
Keys.
were they playing?
Alicia Keys.
Yeah, it's the same era.
No, that's just music that I was playing in the transport as I was going to school.
Yeah, so I'm saying Alicia Keys, Asha, same era.
R. Kelly and Asha saying they're dating the same girl. Very funny stuff. So the celebration is my day, celebrated every year on the 17th, right? It is all about embracing individuality and living authentically, right? Founded by Thomas and Ruth Roy of Vooka Holidays, it encourages people to break free from routines, trends, and expectations, choosing instead to do things in a way that truly reflects their own taste and personality. Whether it's bold self-expression or quiet personal choices, the day is a reminder to honor autonomy and creativity while respecting other people's boundaries.
Yeah, so you're allowed to dress up and drag today.
Are you saying like in general, or are you telling me, or are you saying to me that I'm allowed to dress up and drag?
If it is the case, if you want to become a drag queen, sure, it's your way.
Yeah, to whoever is listening and watching, not me. Me, I don't sing that way. I don't sing that way. Like, we're not judging here, but yeah.
But today is that day.
Yeah, my way day. Yeah. So you do things your way.
Sure.
And you express yourself how you feel comfortable. But do you think maybe that would be pushing certain boundaries, maybe? Like people would take advantage and misuse this day or that celebration of my way day and do things that are ridiculous?
Sure, but I think it's also an opportunity to learn and be educated about some of the things that most people are holding back.
Sure.
So if you get to see a side to me,
sure,
then maybe you'd be like, hey, I didn't know that you
yes, you sing that way.
You drag. So
yes.
Yeah, it's an opportunity to learn something as well. About the other individual.
I see you. I see you.
Color your hair pink.
Hey?
Do whatever. It's your day.
I see you. I see you. Very interesting. Moving on very quickly to birthdays, right? The first birthday of celebrated individuals, celebrities. The first one is Ed Sheeran, who was born back in 91. He's 35 years today. He is a British singer-songwriter who rose to fame with 2011's 4 times platinum hit The A-Team. And he is a big Lego fan. Something interesting that you might not know about him, who built a house and featured Rupert Grint in his music video. Very, very... Do you know who Rupert Grint is? Or Grant? If I'm not mistaken, Ron Weasley from Harry Potter.
Oh, the one who's married to Megan Trainor. Yeah, he's married to Megan Trainor. She's also a pop.
Megan Trainor.
Yes, Megan Trainor.
Megan Trainor is not.
No, not Ron. Not Ron. I'm thinking about the guy from Spy Kids. Oh my gosh.
No, Megan Trainor is not married to.
No, I was thinking about the guy from Spy Kids. My bad.
Yeah.
But Ron Weasley with the big forehead.
Such a baddie today.
Thank you.
The other birthday we're celebrating is Sasha Pierce or Peterson. Right, but this one, okay, it's fine. Sasha was born on this day in 1996. She is an award-winning actress recognized for portraying Allison on Pretty Little Liars. Do you know PLL? You don't know Pretty Little Liars. Okay, I consumed Pretty Little Liars for quite some time. Something interesting about her is that she's a versatile performer who sang, judged cooking shows, and competed on Dancing with the Stars. Sasha Pierce, she's good, man, and hey, she's the antagonist. For the most part of Pretty Little Liars, we don't see her. It's not until like season 5, I think, where she comes back and she was kidnapped or she's gone missing. So there's 5 friends who are left and she's the 6th one, and she's like the boss of all those girls, man. It's very interesting. It's a very good show to check out. And then the last celebrity is Dominic Purcell, right? Born in 1970, 56 years today. He's an actor best known for portraying Lincoln Burrows in Prison Break alongside Robin Tunney. And something interesting about him is that he is a former landscape gardener who later starred in Prison Break, Legends of Tomorrow, and Mission Impossible 2.
Schofield's brother.
Yes. In Prison Break.
It's 56.
Yeah. Yes, 56 today. He doesn't. You wouldn't have thought that.
No.
Yeah. One last birthday that I have. Is there a birthday on your side today? Celebrating birthday?
Oh no, it's not a birthday on my side today. I'm waiting for Thursday.
Okay, for Thursday. Mr. B, KK.
No.
I have one last person. Keletso, I went to high school with her. Very, very cool lady. She was, I think, a grade or 2 ahead of me. But we used to more or less, from time to time hang out in the same circles. By virtue of having been the conductor of the school choir, I had an in with most of these circles, So you're about to see her on your screen right now. There we go. Keletso is celebrating her birthday today. So a huge, happy birthday to you, Kelso. And I hope the day is going to be filled with nothing but great memories and great joy. And to everyone who's celebrating their birthdays, we as the Vooka Breakfast Show, as the Vooka Nation, as the Vooka team, we would like to say...
Happy birthday!
Woohoo!
Yeah!
Hip hip hooray! 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 Wishing you a very, very happy birthday. Hopefully the year will be filled with love, laughter, and nothing but great memories. You absolutely do deserve it, right? After the break, we're going to be hanging out with none other than a very, 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 very interesting lady, and we're going to be talking all things finances. And I can't wait to get into this one. Alexis Dennison, did I pronounce it correctly? There we go. Because I'm very wary. I'm cognizant. I'm very wary of people's names pronunciations, and I can't wait to get into the conversation with her. So don't change that dial. Stay tuned. Grab that glass of water, rehydrate, and then you and I will be in conversation with Alexis right after this very short break. Cool stuff. If you didn't know, now you know. The Vooka Breakfast Show is celebrating 220 episodes today, man, which has been such a great journey to get to this point. But earlier on, I did promise you that I'm going to be playing a voice note for you. This one is from none other than Miss Q Rams. I want to find out from her what she was saying a bit earlier on, right? Because I did tell you that we were experiencing a few technical difficulties, but I think we've sorted it out. And so let's find out from Miss Q what she was giving us this morning.
Good morning, Vooka Nation. #Zibukile, #Vooka Breakfast Show. Wishing you a great day ahead. Looking forward to the show. Enjoy your day. Bye.
Hey, nice one, Miss Q. We appreciate. We hope that you will enjoy your day as well, man. Nice one. Miss Q is an adamant follower and a supporter of ours, and we really appreciate the engagement every time it comes through. So before the break, I did tell you that we're going to be hanging out with Alexis Dennison, who is a South African professional with a diverse career spanning from corporate management to finance, human resources, and health entrepreneurship. She currently serves in accounts payable, HR, and procurement at Segunjalo Piping Projects, where she has worked since 2019, overseeing financial operations and workforce management. But this morning, we are shifting gears a bit and we're diving into all things health and wellness, right? And I can't wait to dive into that conversation. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
You are so welcome. I'm so excited. I can't wait to dive into it. So let's get straight into it without wasting any time, right? Someone is listening and watching and is like, Moocee, who is this pretty lady sitting in front of you next to Afriberry? What is she about? Because she has so many things, so many hats that she wears, right? But today, what do you think the one thing someone will take from our conversation? And let's firstly start here. Who is Alexis, and how does she get to a point where she wears so many hats?
Okay, so everything that has happened in the last 5 or 6 years has basically been by accident.
Really?
Yes. So I initially started in area management and IT.
Oh, wow.
And unfortunately, life happened and I was retrenched. And eventually I ended up here. So it wasn't really by choice. But luckily, I found myself in like a very small company, which allowed me to take on a lot of responsibilities and grow myself.
Sure.
Yeah.
I see. Very, very interesting. So, I mean, it sounds like most of the work or the hats that you wear, part of some of the things that I've mentioned is based on the corporate side of things. But there's also the health side. How do we put those worlds together? And how do you find yourself getting to the point where on the one side there's procurement and finances and HR, but on the other side you're also so much into the health and wellness space?
Also, that happened by mistake.
I see. Talk to me. I'm interested. I want to find out.
Okay, so like I said, I started at a small company and I initially started in the accounts department.
Okay.
It was the only position available. But luckily it was a small company and I saw a lot of gaps. There wasn't an HR department. There wasn't really any structure in the company, because the directors and everybody were more focused on sales. So I started taking up these roles myself in the HR department. I realized that, people needed a department, people needed somewhere to go to should there be problems.
I see.
And I started taking on that responsibility, and eventually they saw that I was handling it well and it became one of my roles.
Oh, wow.
While all of that was happening as well, I came across Herbalife distribution. And yeah, I needed extra money.
Yes.
So it was more about money, guys.
Like most of us need.
in South Africa.
Like most of us need, right? Sure.
Yes. So I saw this opportunity, wanted to make a bit of extra cash, and it spiraled. I fell in love with the company. I fell in love with helping people understand their bodies, helping people get healthy. And yeah, it's all been about balance, because it is a lot. Working in corporate, dealing with people, and in your spare time having to do this.
Sure.
But I don't really see it much as a burden.
Sure.
Because I have a love for helping people. I have a love for fitness and nutrition.
Sure.
So yeah, it's all about balance.
Sure. The love for fitness and nutrition, right? because like you just said that most of these roles that you've held, I guess, or that you've had over the years, quite a few of them were by accident, or were by circumstance.
Yeah.
All right. So, but where does the love for nutrition and health, before even coming across Herbalife distribution, where does that stem from? Is it from home? Is it influence of a family member? Because I also know that quite a few of us, or a lot of us as kids, were influenced by things that we watch on TV, especially late 90s, early 2000s. I know I'm part of the generation that was hugely influenced by Yo TV.
Yes.
I wanted to be one of those kids who were in the audience, and playing those games. So is that perhaps also where the inspiration or the influence comes from? Where does it stem from necessarily?
I think fitness specifically started when I was about 17 years old.
Okay.
Where my uncle randomly said, let's go to the gym. My uncle is 3 years older than me, though.
I
had that relationship.
I did that. Absolutely.
So, yeah, we started, and he dropped out a few months later, and I just never left.
Oh, wow.
I don't know what it was. I became addicted to it. I didn't have a love for nutrition, however.
Okay.
So I would be that person, go to the gym, come home, eat junk.
Oh, wow. I see.
Right? So I think the nutrition comes from when I started at Herbalife. When I started studying the body and understanding nutrition, and I realized exactly how good nutrition makes your body feel.
Sure.
The energy levels, the clarity, the fact that I'm able to do stuff that some people at my age can't do.
Yes.
It just all took off from there.
I see. So fitness was the one that came first, by virtue of your uncle one day taking you to the gym, and you never left, right?
Never left.
And so as the journey continues over the years, or over however amount of time, you started getting to it, and then Herbalife comes through. How do you then, especially for someone who's perhaps maybe starting off on their fitness journey or their going to gym journey? I mean, it's still more or less a brand new year. We're into the second month. It's the 17th of the second month, and people have resolutions. And a lot of people say, yeah, I'm going to the gym this year. This year I'm going to start working out. This year I'm going to start training and eating healthier. How do you think one can balance working out and going to the gym very often during the week for a certain number of hours, as well as balancing a good eating habit and good nutrition in terms of the intake of food that we consume, I guess, on a day-to-day basis? Because there's people like me who can eat at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'm not concerned about weight gain and things of that nature. But how do I strike a balance between being fit and healthy and eating healthy as well, but having those cheat days where I can, sneak in some greasy food here, some fatty food here, and things of that nature?
I would say stick to the 80-20 rule.
Okay.
Right? So what I usually tell my clients is that it doesn't make sense to jump 100% into a diet, as people call it. I don't call it a diet,
Sure.
right? It doesn't make sense to be eating chicken and broccoli every day, Monday to Sunday. You understand? You'll never stick to it.
I see.
Because you will be unhappy.
I see.
You understand? So stick to the 80% rule. Try and eat healthy or balance your nutrition 80% of the time.
I see.
And that 20% of the time, indulge in the things that you really want to indulge in. There's nothing wrong with eating pizza or eating chocolate or cake, because I do it.
Eating.
Binge eating.
I see.
Guys, we're human beings.
Absolutely.
We're not all trying to be bodybuilders or compete on stage.
Sure.
Right? So the goal is just to be healthy, is to make your body last longer.
Sure.
It's the only one you have to live in.
Yes. Absolutely. I see you.
Man, that's pretty interesting, hey? And I've seen that throughout the years, we've seen like a huge rise when it comes to Herbalife itself. I remember basically in the early 2020s, 2021, we saw a lot of videos of people selling Herbalife, a lot of people saying that Herbalife changed me. What are some of the biggest changes that you've seen in some of your customers through the products that you sell them?
The first thing I always see is the change in energy levels. I don't know what it is, but the energy levels change. And once that starts changing, people's mindset changes and they want to do more. You understand? So it's not about the biggest thing. You don't have to lose 5 kgs immediately in order to feel that there's a change. You understand? So, for instance, single working mother.
Sure.
Right? Always busy at the office, comes home, has to deal with kids, has to cook and whatever, always tired.
Sure.
Right? Her change in energy alone is big. It's big. So it's not necessarily the kilograms. Yes, she wants to lose the kilograms or whatever her body goal is, but that change in energy does a lot for her in her corporate life. It does a lot for her in her personal life. She's got more energy. She's got more clarity at work to focus. She's got more energy in the evenings to spend time with her kids, focus on homework. You understand?
Sure.
So, yeah.
I see. Very, very interesting. So how does one now, I mean, like everybody just mentioned, there was a time and a period where we saw quite a spike in Herbalife. And I'm assuming that for someone like you, it was, I mean, you did mention that for the most part, it was about generating that extra income on the side, right? Outside of your conventional work that you do on a day-to-day basis. But I think there is also that trusting the product and being tied to it, for lack of a better term. But there was also people who were doing it seeing as if it was a quick rich scheme type of thing that, I'll buy 2 boxes here, I'll quickly sell them and I'll make that extra cash. How does one get into the distribution business of Herbalife? Do I attend classes? What do I need to do to understand the product? Do I have to learn about the product?
Is there a joining fee?
Is there a joining fee? Things of that nature. Or can I simply, Alexis, please sell me 22 boxes and I'll sell them quickly on my own? How do I go about that? How do I navigate?
So Herbalife is an MLM company, right? It's a network marketing company.
Okay.
And unfortunately, our products are not sold in stores, right?
Okay.
Because we believe in relationship. Right? We believe in people. So the only way you can get the product is through a person. The only way you can join the business is through a person, right? So, like you said, there was a time where there was a spike, and I think it was because everybody thought they were going to die during COVID. So everyone's like, let me get healthy now.
Get healthy very quickly.
Before this disease takes me out.
Sure.
So there was a spike. Everybody really did want to get healthy. So everybody jumped on that. People were also losing a lot of their income. People were losing jobs. People's salaries were cut. So Herbalife was there, and it helped a lot of people because you can make money, and you asked how do we join. So like I said, you join through a person.
Okay.
Right. You would join through someone like me or somebody that approaches you.
Sure.
And there is a joining fee. You basically buy a welcome pack.
Okay.
Right. And in that welcome pack is a shake. There's a bag. There's marketing material as well.
Okay.
So the shake is not to sell, guys. Most people do that, but the shake is to allow yourself time to get a result and fall in love with the product. We do not recommend.
First and foremost.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
You have to start with yourself. I don't believe that anybody can genuinely sell something or be successful in something if you don't know what you're selling.
Make use of it.
It doesn't make sense.
Sure, I get you.
How am I going to sell you medicine and then
you don't know?
I don't know what it does.
Sure.
You understand? Should something happen, how do I explain?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
I get you.
So you sign up and you have to learn the product, but we are a very supportive community. So we basically do everything for you. We have Zoom calls. We have meetups. You build relationships with the people in your organization. So you're never alone. So it's basically like constant hand-holding and community.
Oh, wow.
And eventually you learn. It's not an expectation that you learn everything on your own or you learn it by a certain time.
Sure.
It's constant learning. I am constantly learning. So, yeah.
I love that.
Man, that's pretty interesting because I remember during that very rise, a lot of people were on, there was a shake that apparently could make a person gain a bosom. So I remember that there was basically one of the speed where people are like, no, but if you want to have a bosom, this is like the best product from Herbalife that you could get. So for somebody who's literally starting out, for me as a reseller, what would you recommend for me to basically resell to somebody who's starting out to get them up and running on their health journey?
I never ever recommend specific products.
Okay.
Like I said, it's about relationship. So I don't do the person coming up to me, hey, I want to lose weight, and I sell them a shake. It doesn't work like that. So I get to know the person, because not everybody's body is the same.
Sure.
Right?
And the journeys are going to be different.
The journeys are going to be different.
Sure.
People's goals are going to be different.
Sure.
So you can have 2 weight loss people, and their products and their journey is completely different. You need to understand the human being. You need to understand their lifestyle, right? So I usually do wellness evaluations on people, right? I get to know them, put them on a scale, and then I need to understand their budget. I'm not just going to throw things at you people, because people's lifestyles are different. You know, people's responsibilities are different. So yeah, and then I will recommend and allow you as the customer to make a choice based on your budget, right? And then I take you on a journey. I don't just sell and leave you there. I constantly follow up with you. I constantly ask, how are the products making your body feel? People have reactions. Sure. You understand?
Sure.
I need to understand that if you are suddenly feeling sick or depressed or whatever, it's probably withdrawals. All the rubbish in your body leaving your body.
Sure.
And that is why you're feeling the way you do.
Sure.
So yeah, you need to constantly hold people's hands. Because if you want a return customer, if you want to build a relationship with someone, you have to constantly be there. You can't just sell something and
then move on and leave them like that. Because there's also, I guess, the knowledge part of it, the educational part of making use of the product.
100%.
Because I would buy it as someone who has never taken on a health or wellness journey, and I buy this product from you, and I don't know how often to drink it, how often to make use of it, when to drink it as well. I think also plays a part, whether in the morning or in the afternoon or just after I have had my lunch, things of that nature. But talk to me. Many people see the wealth part of your brand and think that it happens overnight, right? And it's like, Alex is like, give me this, tomorrow morning I'll wake up with that, that body that I envision. What was the biggest no that you had to hear, firstly for yourself, before you got to that first yes, that big yes that was like, yeah, you know what, now this is confirmation that I'm on the right journey? What was the one no that you can think of right now that you received or you had to go through?
You mean no from a person?
I mean, from the product itself, from the brand itself, maybe a disappointing journey or experience that you went through, or has it always been a high that the product is always there and it's always giving, or are there declines as well throughout the journey?
I'm going to be honest with you. There are constant disappointments in the business. I'm not going to make it sound like everything is wow.
Sure.
The products have never disappointed me.
Okay.
Ever.
I love that.
Ever. And that is why I'm still here.
I love it.
Like I said, I've been into fitness since the age of 17.
Oh, wow.
So I've been using a lot of products, a lot of supplements. I've tried everything.
And you think herbal stands out? And
this is, I've decided to stay here for a reason. However, in the business, though, guys, it is business. And I get constant no's all the time, every day. And with the weirdest reasons as well. You get no's from your own friends and family, guys. Man. It's life, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is, if you really want something, you will make it work, right? So for every 10 no's, you'll get one yes. And that one yes means more than the 9 no's.
I see you.
You get what I'm saying?
I do.
So it's just that one that makes a difference. And that one builds.
I see.
Yeah.
The one misconception that people have about being an independent distributor that you've come across, what do you think that is? Especially for someone who's wanting to come in for the first time and thinking that it's a very quick business and I'll get money like now.
Look, you can make money like now.
Sure.
But not everybody's journey is the same.
Sure.
Just like weight loss, weight gain, not everybody's financial journey is going to be the same.
Sure.
So a lot of people's misconception about Herbalife is that our lifestyles are a lie. I get that all the time.
Really?
Yes.
That what we see on social media is not what Alexis is living.
Yes.
Okay.
And I won't lie, I thought the same thing.
Really?
Same, yeah. Because people kept on approaching me and I was like, no, guys, you guys are trying to scam me. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
So I said no to Herbalife, I think 4 or 5 times.
Okay.
Over years, until one day I was just like, hey, I went to them. Because it was time. It was time. So yeah, people think that we lie. I won't lie. You can make insane money in this business, but it all depends on you as an individual. You need to work. So it's not a get rich quick scheme. You need to work. You need to be consistent. And like you would focus on any business. So if you had to start up a corporate company, you need to give the same energy into Herbalife as you give that in order for it to work. So yeah, you can make money immediately. First day when you get in. You can make that 500, 2,000. But if you want to build career level income here, you need to take time. A lot of people want instant gratification, and unfortunately,
it doesn't work.
This is real life. It doesn't work like that.
There's effort that needs to be put in.
You need to put in effort in anything in your life.
I see.
In anything,
I see. In closure, we have a couple of minutes before we say goodbye to everyone who's hanging out with us, both on YouTube and on Underground. If there was, because I know you're into nutrition, you did mention that nutrition is a big part of your journey, right? But be honest, is there one cheat meal that even a wellness coach like yourself can resist on a Saturday night?
Cheesecake, guys.
Baked or refrigerated?
I'm a baked cheesecake girl, and I have a real weakness for it. Like I said, I'm not strict.
Sure.
I really do try to do my best with eating healthy. But if you're going to put a whole cheesecake in front of me, it's game over. I'm not going to say no.
Oh, wow.
Not even in front of my clients.
Guys, you've heard that.
That's your weakness.
If you want to get on Alexa's good side, guys, cheesecake. Baked cheesecake, not refrigerated.
It's
baked
the one.
Cheesecake. That's your weakness. That's your kryptonite.
Yes.
I see you. In closure, if you had to choose one to focus on for a month to improve the other, which comes first? Is it the body or the rich mind?
The rich mind.
I see.
Everything starts from inside, guys.
Yeah.
Without a mindset change or without a rich mind, how are you going to convince yourself to get that body, to go to the gym, to eat healthy? Everything starts with mindset.
I love that. Everything starts with the mindset, guys. To influence the body, everything starts in the mindset or on the mindset. And I love that. Thank you so much, Alexis. It's been such a pleasure. Man.
Yes,
I think
man. So,
maybe,
sorry, just before we let you go, is there a number that people can get a hold of you,
of course,
so that they can start by buying the Herbalife products? And do you also help people to also become resellers, so that they know that if I want to become a reseller, then Alexis is definitely the person to contact?
100%. So I am on social media.
Sure.
My name is Coach_Lexi with a double I. And a number you can reach me on WhatsApp is 065 999 2668.
One more time for the number, please.
That is 065 999 2668.
I see. So is it Coach_Lexi across all social media platforms?
Yes.
Okay. I love that. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me, guys.
And hopefully in the very near future, we can have you over again and maybe perhaps do a couple of exercises, things maybe that you take your clients through, right? And maybe bring some of the products as well, so that we can, show them physically to people watching, and maybe take them ourselves,
100%.
right? And see how they can affect us, and we can cover that. But thank you. We really appreciate you coming.
Thank you so much.
Were the nerves that?
Oh no, I'm calm now. You guys are awesome.
Yeah, shout out. I love it. So, Monokoha, we've had such an amazing time with you, hanging out with you, and having a great energy exchange. Afriberry, final few words from yourself?
My final few words is that I'm not sure, but I think I might just call up Coach Lexi and start my Herbalife journey. Yes, because I need that booty shake. Start my Herbalife journey and get myself basically all in the fitness game. But for me, Afriberry, also known as Miss Berry, plays the darker the berry, the sweeter than dun. Imnandi mamnyama mamhlophe lektekateken but loko famana meweta ikoma kahle. The strong one,
I love it. From myself, the one and only MOOCEE, it's been such a pleasure. It's been a great morning, having spent some great quality time with you, being both in your presence and in your company. Tomorrow morning, we do it same time, same place, bright and early, between the hours of 7 and 10, giving you your daily dose of positivity that is accompanied by an energetic start. And this is what we do, where radio meets TV, only and exclusively on the Vooka Breakfast Show. God willing, you and I and the rest of the team will be together tomorrow morning, of course, as well as enhancing your listening experience on Underground Radio DBN. A huge huge shout out to all of you who are hanging out with us on the Durban airwaves, and we do it again once again tomorrow. And I can't wait. So with that being said, do enjoy the rest of your day. Stay warm if it's a bit cold, as it is in Joburg. It's a bit windy, but stay cool if it gets too hot, and rehydrate as much as you can. With that being said, cool stuff, and I'll see you tomorrow morning.
자꾸만 마주칠 때 스치는 너의 그 시선이 떨어지는 방법을 모르는 저기의 저 별과 같아. 어쩌면 나만 길을 바라보려는 건 아닐까. 주저한 우린 언젠가 길을 잃을 텐데. Why don't you make me smile? Why don't you tell me your heart? 이 순간만큼은 내게 말해줘. You're my baby. Tell me now 이제 매일 같은 시간 속에